Cool.
All right. Wait, hold on. What happened?
I say that we're live, so.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it just popped up on my phone that you're live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. Whew, that was rough. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I hate technology, but we're working on it. So give me just a second here. I'd like to pull up my stuff, and then we will get started. We do have some really cool stuff for you planned tonight. We are a couple minutes late, so I will wait for everybody else as well.
All the fun technology stuff.
Oh, yeah. Why can I not find me live? It's annoying. There we are. Okay, cool. So, all right. So we are going to go live with Quail University tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to actually show you doing it, so that's a lot of fun as well. And if you watched my short video earlier today, we're actually going to show you one of the videos that Linda put together for the class. It is very interesting, and we just want to show you that, and then you can let us know what you think. We are going to do a live tonight with a Q&A. So last week, we pretty much just took questions for Quail University. I will open that up to everybody tonight. So if you have any questions about Coturnix quail, if you need any help or anything like that, feel free to ask. I will get to the comments as soon as we possibly can. Hopefully Linda and Jasmine can stay on as long as they can, but they got a lot of stuff going on as well. So first of all, Quail University, it shows Quail University, but Linda's there. Jasmine Bass from Time and Timber, and also Quail University. So we're very excited that we were going live. We did not hit the number we were hoping for the pre-orders, but we came close. So we'll just make it up this week. So once you guys start watching the classes, you're going to share it. You're going to tell everybody about it. It's going to be awesome. And we'll make up for the ones that we didn't get. So I'm very excited about that. Again, if you have any questions about Quail University, feel free to ask while we're all three on here. But what do we want to do first? Do we want to show them the video, or do we want to go live on the Quail University?
Well, Jasmine, what do you think?
I want to go live. Let's just do it.
Let's go live.
So let me share my screen.
This is like I hope everybody has like drum roll emojis in the comment section. You know?
That's right.
Build up the anticipation. It's a big deal.
All right. Yep. Can you see my screen?
We can see it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
We are in Quail University. We're not on draft. We're not on pre-order. We're going to published. It is going live. Here we go. Here we go. Boy.
I see explosion of fireworks and excitement. It's live.
It was kind of anticlimactic. I just pushed the save button and nothing happened.
That was a long time coming, though. That's something that we've literally been working on since what, like September 4th of last year?
Yeah. Yeah, like maybe those the people at NASA who get ready to do these big launches, rocket launches, and then just push the button and then that's it. But at least they get to see a rocket going off. But actually, we do have a rocket themed video to share with you now.
We do.
So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and if I can figure out how to do that. Yep. Okay, and give it to you, Jasmine.
All righty, let us see if I can do this.
Okay, while Jasmine's getting the video set up, this video is about the wild and weird history of the Coturnix quail. And even if you have been doing Coturnix for a long, long time, I've only been doing this for 2.5 years, right? So I'm learning right along with you guys. And when I did the research for this video, I learned so many fun things. So I hope that when you're watching this short, it's like a 3.5-minute video, that you learn at least one new thing about Coturnix quail, no matter how long you have been working with these birds. And if you do learn something new, I'd love for you to put that in the comments. Tell me what you learned from this video. It'd be fun to see.
there is a slight glitch because I don't have permission to share them, Zach.
I put you, okay, hold on. That was me, everybody, just so everybody knows. It says you have co-host permissions.
I do? Okay, I don't know what's going on then.
Okay, I'll just make you the host. I don't care.
Oh, don't do, okay. My
Wait.
internet's so bad. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, let's see if it will do it now. I know how to do this, you guys. I promise. I promise.
Well, there is one thing that I wanted to bring up as well while she's figuring that out. And that is, we're just assuming that all of you know what Quail University is. So we have talked about it the past 2 weeks. We did a video on it, but Quail University is an online interactive course that you can take that is now officially live. It is over almost 8 hours worth of content. And then also you get spreadsheets and handouts. And I mean, I'm telling you, that stuff alone is worth the price of the course itself. So obviously it's quailuniversity.com. And it's absolutely phenomenal. It is now live. So if you purchase it, you're going to go right into the content. And I don't think you'll be very disappointed at all. I mean, all three of us worked very, very hard on this. And it's been a labor of love for a long time coming. So hopefully you'll check that out. But here's a video for you that's part of the course.
All right, you ready? Let's see.
We're
if we can
ready.
do this. Okay.
Jumping in here to fill you in about the fascinating history of the Coturnix quail. By the end of this short lesson, you'll know where Coturnix quail come from, how they narrowly escaped extinction, and how they got to go to space without paying Elon Musk millions of dollars. Wild Coturnix quail are ground-dwelling birds that live in tall grasses where they can hide from predators and eat seeds and bugs and larvae. But they don't stay on the ground all the time. Wild Coturnix quail are actually migratory and they can fly long distances. They travel over a huge area that includes China, Russia, India, North Africa, Korea, and Southeast Asia. These wild quail have been around for a long time. They show up in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, in ancient Greek texts, and even the Old Testament of the Bible. Sometime in the 12th century, people in Japan started keeping wild quail in captivity. They were prized for their beautiful songs. In fact, there were contests to see whose quail could outsing all the others. And the contest winners would be placed into special breeding groups where they could pass on their vocal talents to their offspring. And things went along like this for about the next 800 years. But in the early 1900s, word started getting out that in addition to their singing abilities, Coturnix quail could actually produce delicious eggs, and they growed up nicely on the hibachi as well. So breeding for meat and eggs began in earnest, and by 1940, the industry was booming. But then World War II happened. By the end of the war, the entire Coturnix songbird population in Japan was destroyed. However, there were a small number of birds bred for meat and eggs that escaped harm. It's believed that all commercial lines of domesticated Japanese Coturnix quail today are descendants of those lucky survivors. As the Coturnix populations recovered in Japan, state game departments in the United States thought it would be a good idea to release Coturnix into the wild so that they could reproduce naturally and be hunted as game birds. Over a period of 5 years, more than 1 million Coturnix quail were released, but they failed to adapt to their new environment and just ended up becoming lunch for some hungry predators. So while that didn't work out, around the same time, researchers discovered that Coturnix quail were an ideal species for medical research. To this day, Coturnix quail are an important part of the development of new vaccines, treatments, and medications. Coturnix quail were the first vertebrates, meaning animals with a backbone, to begin life in space. The Soviet Union sent up quail eggs to their space station, where cosmonauts put them in a specially made incubator. Their most successful mission came in 1999 when they hatched 36 chicks, an amazing 64% hatch rate. During another mission, they sent adult quail up to their space station. And on the way, one of the hens laid an egg. A few days later, that egg was sent back down to Earth, where 17 days after that, a chick hatched from it. So now that you know a little bit about the history, in the next section, we're going to dive into some details about the Coturnix quail so you have a good understanding of their characteristics and the varieties that you have to choose from. Hi, this is Linda jumping in here to fill you in about the fascinating history of the Coturnix quail. By the end of the short lesson, you'll know
It is
where
playing
Coturnix
again.
quail
Hold on.
how they narrowly escaped extinction.
It went
and
back
how to
into
go to space
replay.
without paying
Oh,
Elon
did it? Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Woo.
So yeah, I watched it. I watched it beginning, but I watched before we went live, and it really is very interesting. And I think it actually does help some people when like you understand the background of Coturnix quail and how they came to be and things like that. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Two,
And I love the
wanted
fact
to-
that they're so resilient. Like, come on
Right.
now. They got to be in space and lay eggs and hatch. Like, it's just crazy.
Right. And two, I do not want to hear any of my customers ever say, oh, well, I don't want them on the plane. These quail went to space and still hatched out quail. The plane is fine. That is the first thing I thought. The plane's not going to affect the hatching eggs at all.
No, especially if they went from all those atmospheres down.
That's right. That's right.
No,
And
I love
third,
that. There's so much
I
fun
love the
history.
fact that you were talking about research and how they use them for research. Duke University, another big one too, but Duke University mainly uses our quail eggs to hatch out and to experiment on and test and research on for, again, vaccines and things like that. And they're so much better than rats because they're not colorblind. And so I guess I don't understand it, but I guess the psychology of seeing colors changes your emotions so much that they're able to do so much more in-depth research on Coturnix quails than they can rats. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's in doing the research for this class, I did learn that they can see colors really, really well, and more colors than we can,
Yeah.
which explains one day I usually have these green muck boots, and one day I put pink muck boots on and I walked through my aviary and the quail went nuts.
Yes.
They're like,
Mine do
who
that
is this
too.
woman? What is going on?
Mine have a hard time transitioning from my winter cleaning outfits to the spring and summer because I've got my all brown and it takes them a while to get used to it. And they're like, okay, the brown blob feeds us and cleans us. But then when I get out of my, my bibs and coat and I'm just wearing whatever I'm wearing for the day, they're like, today you are way too bright for us. You need to tone it down.
That's so cool, Zach. I didn't know that you were supplying some of those eggs for the research that's being done. That's really neat.
Yeah, we do 2 smaller colleges and then Duke University, University of Kentucky, and there's another one that I can never remember. Starts with an S. I can't remember it at all. It's a big one. Like, it's a huge university. I just never remember the name. I don't know.
That's all right.
So it is live. Go check it out. That is just one video. There's some that are really long videos, but it's very informative. We did our very best to break it down to a lot of videos in short amounts of time so you can get the information you need. And again, at the end of the courses, Linda had sent us an email earlier today saying, there's going to be learn what you know at the end of each course, and there's handouts and there's, tips and tricks and refreshers. I mean, there's so much involved. So this course is yours to keep once you purchase it. It's only $49. And the last thing I'm going to say before I open it up to them and then we start doing the chat real quick is a portion of the proceeds are going to not only the 18 and under contest, but also Quail Con. And we started planning Quail Con this week. When I say planning, I mean, I'm almost done.
Wow.
Like, we almost got it finished. So that is going to be a fantastic amount. We were really worried about having to increase the price quite a bit because when I called and got, you know, the tents and the tables and the chairs and the porta potties and this and that. I mean, just things went up so much in price. Called the insurance company, and because we're having a major event, that went up astronomically. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So I really do think that if you want to support Quail Con or the Quail community, I really do think you should get Quail University, because that will go to Quail Con, and that's really going to help us out a lot. So I really want to appreciate both Jasmine and Linda for wanting to do that, and wanting to have some of the proceeds go to that. I think that's really cool. All right. Do you guys have anything you want to say before we start into the comments?
I do. I'd really like to thank Katrina Krakow from Sew and Tear and S.O. Swanson for being our beta testers for this. They provided such detailed and really good feedback for us. In fact, they provided so much good feedback on this course that I'm still going through, and you're going to see a couple of coming soon things kind of toward the end of the class, still going through and building some new thing, creating some new things, and fine tuning some others because of that great feedback they gave us. So thank you very much. Then this truly is a class by the community and for the community in all aspects.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually did talk to Katrina earlier in the week. She will be on our YouTube channel next week on our live. We're going to take the first 5 or 10 minutes, and she's just going to get, because she's already taken the entire course. So she's going to give her input, what her thoughts were on it, so that you can actually get a firsthand view of someone that wasn't part of the course, but I mean, contributed quite a bit at the end, but be able to see from an outside point of view what you can expect. And I think that will help a lot as well. So she's planning on being here next Sunday for the first few minutes of the live.
Yay.
Good.
And I will reach out to Steve. I meant to this week, but I'm hoping he'll be on the week following to give his insight.
Good.
Yeah, I loved reading all their thoughts. Our community, you guys, is incredible, and like there's no way that we could accumulate all of these ideas and how-tos and all of this without the community. It's exciting to be able to give back to the community, and it's exciting to have so much community involvement in this project. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely.
And it's live.
And it's live. That's right. And it's quailuniversity.com. So check that out.
In fact, the last thing that I want to say before we go on to answering everybody's questions, you guys have been very patiently waiting, is that we are working on the affiliate program. If you weren't with us last week, we did mention that we have an affiliate program for this. So if you're already an experienced quail keeper, Quail 101, the class, may not be super useful to you. However, it is a course that you can use to support your customers. And we're setting up an affiliate program, so you get a special link. And so it's got a tracking code. And so you share that link to Quail University with your friends and family, your customers. And when they purchase the class, you get $10. So that is another way that this class is for the community and by the community. We really wanted to make sure that everybody benefited from it. And so watch for details about that program. For everybody who has signed up for the course, I have your email address, and I will email you, and then I'll make an announcement if you are not on the list about how to contact me about becoming an affiliate.
Yeah.
I did have a question. So when we went live earlier, everybody that had pre-ordered, did they get an automatic notification?
I don't know. I am not sure. That's a really
so really they should just be watching this right now. That would be the most.
But what I can do, I have everybody's email addresses, and I will send a message from Quail University to let them know that the class is live. So if they're not on tonight, if they don't see it tonight, maybe they're going to see it later this week, they'll still get a notification that they can access their class.
Right. But going forward, whenever, like you said, you had some coming soon things, they
Yes.
will get notifications when those go live as well, correct?
Yes, I will
Okay.
notify everybody when there's a new video or new resources like handouts or any kind of changes. It's going to be a lot of changes at the very beginning, so I'll probably just do a once a week email for a little while just to let you know what the updates are. So
You
Okay.
guys, Linda is like Superwoman of Quail University. She's making all the magic happen.
That's right. It's true, 100% true.
and I'm going to take a
I was
nap
happy
as
that
soon as we're done.
I got my green screen to work the other day. I was like, I'm a genius. I am a genius. And then it was like, please get back to work. I was like, okay, yes.
I was
All right,
impressed
here we
that you
go.
figured it out. So good job.
That's right. All right, Pappy's Homestead is in the house. Got the first like in. Thank you very much. Support the channel by hitting the like button. I greatly appreciate it. And let's see, says good evening, everyone. Vay's Place is obviously in the house. Vay's Place and Ed Got Bait are the moderators on our YouTube channel. They do a fantastic job. They are also huge contributors in the quail community. I truly could not do everything that I do without them. And then they help out on the YouTube channel as well as Facebook. So thank you both. Joy is in the house from Western Oregon. John is in the house. Welcome. Woman of Spirit is in the house. David and Ben are both in the house. Nikki James is in the house. Ed Got Bates in the house. Schaefer Family Farm says good evening from Michigan. Welcome. Dane's in the house in Georgia. Foster Farm says hi, Linda and Jasmine and Zach.
Mandy.
Welcome. By BB Buck 2003 is in the house, as well as Andrea in North Carolina. Welcome, both of you. Aaron Gutros is in the house. Let's see, Diana Tuttle from Tut Farms is in the house. I'm very excited about Quail University, so that's very exciting. Bradley James is in the house. Shop Life or No Life is in the house from Georgia. Katrina is in the house from Gilroy, California. I hope everyone is well. Again, she'll be, I think it's confirmed. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Katrina will be on the YouTube live next week at the beginning to give you her insight of Quail University, because she took the course already.
In case you didn't know, Katrina, you're going to be here.
I mean, I did talk to her about it. I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed. I don't know. It is now. I can tell you that. And then she also has a YouTube channel called Sow and Tear. She goes live on Mondays. She does raise Coturnix quail differently than I do. And that's completely okay. We talk about that in Quail University, where there's many different ways to raise quail. So that should help you out a lot as well if you want to check that out. Buster is in the house from Oklahoma. By BB Buck says, question, if I order eggs, if I select breeders out of that hatch, are they siblings? What's the best way to get breeders? Thank you. It's a good question, and I am going to go through the questions tonight and answer, but I'm going to go as quickly as I possibly can with them. So long story short, it depends on where you order. We are blessed enough here at Myshire Farm that we built a quail barn specifically for quail. So we literally have over 78 cages of Coturnix quail. And then our breeding program is a little bit different than everybody else's because our main factor is that we don't want you to worry about inbreeding. So like if, let's say you order 60 jumbo wilds, those are coming out of at least 6 to 10 different cages. So you don't have to worry about that at all. It's really not a big deal. They're not quite like other animals, but the way we do it, there's no worries at all. Nuno is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ed Got Bait says, good evening, everyone. Glad you stuck around and waited for the live to start. Thank you very much. We did have some technical difficulties at the very beginning, but it is me, so I feel like you should expect it by now. I don't know what else to say. Callie Quail Keepers is in the house. Brooke from Northern California is in the house. Welcome. Christy Brown's in the house. Says 20 of my 30 eggs hatched. One had curl toes taped to little squares of paper for 24 hours, and it seems to have fixed it. And she's running around well. Well, congratulations. That is wonderful. And I will write those numbers down. We had 20 out of 25. We had one of the best hatch rate weeks from people getting back to us that I can think of possibly ever. I did look at it. We had 187 out of 212 people reached back out on the week we shipped. They told us this week, and the average hatch rate for this week, well, from that week, but they hatched out this week from when we shipped, was an 87.9% hatch rate.
That is incredible, y'all.
Yeah. So it was
Did
like,
you do the dance?
I did a lot. I started writing the numbers down, and usually I just write them down and then I compile them once a week or whatever. And the numbers just kept coming in, and I kept going, man, that's really high. Good job. And then I kept, man, that's really high. Good. And then I was like, oh my God, what is going on right now? And I just started adding them all up, and I was like, that's probably the best week we've ever had. And it was cold the week we shipped, so that was even better.
That's fantastic.
I thought so. Devil Elker is in the house, new to channel. Hello from New York. Welcome. Glad you're here. This is kind of a different live than what we usually do. Usually we try to get right into the live questions and answers. But Quail University is something that's very, very, very important. We worked very, very hard for, and I really do think that it's going to be very valuable for everybody. So it's very important that we get the word out there. But if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. We're more than happy to help. I have gotten a couple of questions. And it's just not me. So Linda and Jasmine, they're still going to be vocal on Facebook. I'm assuming both of them are still going to be doing YouTube videos. Linda actually has been posting YouTube videos to the Quail University YouTube channel. So that will continue to be happening as well. Not as frequent, but I mean, that's still going to be active, but we're all still going to be contributing to the Quail community, not just Quail University. So I had a lot of people ask, well, are you still doing
getting
lives?
rid of us that easy.
That's right. So we're still doing the lives every Sunday. We will get back to the normal format sooner rather than later. And then I had a couple of questions about Linda, because she posts on Facebook quite a bit, but she's very valuable in posting in Quail for Profit Facebook group. And so I had 4 or 5 people reach out to me and go, well, is she going to stop? Because it's really valuable. I was like, no one's stopping. We're just adding more to the community. That's all we're doing. We're not taking anything away. It's addition, not subtraction in any sense of the manner.
In fact, now I'm going to post more because I have a little bit more time on my hands.
Right.
Because the class is done.
That's right.
Same here. I cannot multitask on projects. So my YouTube channel still has one video because all the video content went into Quail University.
But it is still a really, really good video.
Well, thanks.
Let's see. Harry Young is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Happy's Homestead is supporting the channel. Says make sure you hit the like button, everybody. Thank you very much. Kimberly Murphy is in the house. Foster Farms is in the house. Witch Doctor says, so we can get schooled now. We pre-ordered and are ready to go. Awesome. Yes, you're ready to go. You can start taking them. Katrina says, yeah, you guys. Ooh, I really got to get glasses. You guys put a lot of work into this, and it's a great program. I encourage everyone to sign up. Thank you. Yolanda says, congratulations. We're off. Absolutely. Gerald says hello from Southeast Kansas. Welcome. Glad to hear. Gary says hi, hello from Florida. I actually have family in Moraine City and the shores. I'd love to come sometime. So we're not opening up the farm this year, except for Quail Con, and that is going to be September 2nd and 3rd right here at Myshire Farm. So we'd love to have you then. Psycho Ward 360 is in the house. Welcome. Ben Blunt says 112 out of 150 eggs from your jumbo mix Italian golds and feather sex will hatched. That is wonderful to hear. Thank you for letting me know.
Hatch rates are so good.
Yeah, I know. It's really been great. Sex golden jumbo mix. Okay. Verna, I might actually start having you write those down so I can keep up with the comments, but I'll read them out to you when I see them and let you know. JJ Willow's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Or Ed, you can, whatever is easiest. Foster Farm says, Jasmine, you're the only person I've ever seen screen freeze and still be beautiful. You never had a
Yay.
bad shot. LOL.
Ah, well, you know, way
My
to
best
go,
shot is
rural
when the camera
internet.
goes off.
It's good old rural internet for you. But thank you, Mandy.
Angie Smith is in the house, said just signed up. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think you're really going to like it. DM says trying to hatch our first quail eggs. Well, good luck to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask tonight, but make sure you definitely check out Quail University. We have a massive chapter on incubation, and we have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel about it. We try to give you as much information as possible, but the way that chapter is done in Quail University, it is step by step, like you cannot miss anything. So make sure you check that out. Shop Life or No Life says how much, Linda, for the course?
Oh, $49.
And that's for everything, and it does not change.
Yep.
The only add-on will be starting not this week, but next week. Starting next week, Jasmine and I, and Linda will eventually be doing it. She's going to work on the affiliate program for a while. But Jasmine and I will start doing small classroom settings on Zoom. So it's going to be face-to-face. It can be anywhere from one person to up to 15 at the most. And we'll spend an hour, going through your personal, I don't want to say that word, please help me, someone.
Your plans. We want to hear your plans and what you need help with specifically for
right.
raising
Thank God.
quail.
As you're going through this journey,
business.
there's going to be questions. There's going to be like, oh, wait, then my situation looks a little different. So what does this look like? How should I go forward? So we'll help fill in the gaps where you didn't get those questions answered.
I kept trying to think of the word situation, and it was not coming to mind. I kept thinking like, and we'll just talk about your personal issues. And I'm like, that's not the word I want to use. Situations. Your personal.
This is not going to be a therapy session.
No, yeah, it's not
We're
like therapy.
counseling on your personal issues, but if it has quail situation, we can do that.
Although we may have to have quail addiction therapy groups.
Yeah.
We might.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy those, so I probably shouldn't run that course. I will be doing, when we sign up, we are going to sign up for topics as well, or we're going to try. We're working on that. One of the topics that I'll be doing every week you can sign up for is Quail for Profit. We go into it just a little bit in this course, but I know that it is a very hot topic. And once you get your fundamentals down and, you're on solid ground raising your Coturnix quail, I know a lot of people get very excited to just start. So that will be one course that I'll be doing on a weekly basis, as long as it's one to. Joy's in the house, says, I'll be on board Wednesday. Wonderful. It'll be ready for you. B&G Farm in Richardsville, Virginia says, evening, everyone. Welcome. Glenn Wells is in the house from Southeast Missouri. Welcome. Patricia's in the house from Virginia. Can't wait for the video. I hope you did enjoy it. I thought it was very interesting. It's really cool. David Lister's in the house from McAllister Quail Trail. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Sean's in the house from Southern Dreams Farm in Outer Banks, North Carolina. Welcome. Witch Doctor says, you guys had me at spreadsheets. You can thank Linda all about that.
Right, people.
That's this woman right here.
That's right.
I have the urge to say like Quail Nerds Unite whenever somebody says the spreadsheets.
Well, once you start raising them, those spreadsheets, those are
they're handy.
They're
very important.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Egg Got Baked says quail in space. Absolutely. Witch Doctor says, who signed up for Quail University? I'd love to know. Pappy says, not yet, gonna open it tomorrow after work. Well, it's ready for you. It's live. Linda hit the button and everything.
We should have practiced like the special effects for the screen that happened.
Right. Yeah, I know. Jason is in the house. Jason here from upstate South Carolina, Clearwater Beach, Florida. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Cali Quail Keepers is in the house. I knew they are mentioned in the Bible. and hieroglyphics, of course. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Katrina says so much great history info. It really was. It's short, to the point, but it really was very interesting. And if you think about it, you can really use a lot of those topics for like sales points when you start marketing and selling. Like, you'll be very surprised that if you're knowledgeable about that, that can strike up a conversation, and then all of a sudden you're in the door for starting to sell stuff.
I think of it as a really cool project. Like with that history, all I can think of that was I would have been a really cool kid with show and tell, bringing in my quail eggs and my quail and like space gear. I would have been so cool. I was not the cool kid in school though. So maybe not. Stop laughing.
I'm sorry. Witch Doctors in the house says already learning. Absolutely. Cheeto is in the house, says awesome, watching from the Philippines. Welcome. We're glad you're here. David's in the house, said I thought the same. Psycho Ward says, and look what they did in space. There was a fertile egg. Absolutely. Egg Got Bait says making some 24 karat gold plated quail feet earrings for Jasmine.
You guys, I'm so excited.
Bill is in the house, says thank you, Zach, for helping me with my order. Can't wait to get my eggs. Well, good luck to you. Obviously, I wish you all the best, and obviously keep me posted on the hatch. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Katrina's in the house, says, yeah, quail are better than rats, talking to the choir here, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Rats don't lay eggs. Yep. Let's see. I'm a noob. I'm thinking of starting this spring, ready to learn. Quail University is a great place to learn. Again, obviously, we're still going to be doing the YouTube lives here. So you can always ask questions on your way. And then we'll be, if you're part of Quail University, you can sign up for the Zooms where it's more of a smaller class to get your questions answered. But good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Rudy says, I wish someone made a poster of all the different colors. That is coming. That'll be in the next class. And I'm trying to figure out how to use my green screen behind me during my lives. And then I was going to put a collage on the green screen, but I can't figure out how to do the green screen on the lives. So we'll see how that works. Patricia's in the house from Virginia.
Hey, Patricia.
Hi.
B&G Farm is not talking to me. No one's talking to me anymore. Rudy says, I have watched them and I need to see them side by side, having trouble telling some apart. It can get a little tricky, especially with some of them for sure. Alamo Quail Farm is in the house. Welcome. We're glad to hear. George White is in the house from West Virginia. Douglas is in the house from Michigan. Dear Lord, I just placed my first 9 eggs in the incubator last night for my own birds. That's great. Congratulations. And I wish you all the best. Cool. Patricia says, great video. It was so informative. Thanks to all of you. Yay. Absolutely. Dwayne Hansford's in the house. PJ's Family Farm is listening in while milking. There you go.
Hey, PJ. All those cute goats.
Let's see. Devil Elker says, I joined at the right time. Absolutely. Angie says, if you do increase the price, how about those of us that have bought Quail University either get it for last year's price or a discount on some type? Actually, as soon as this live is over, I'm finalizing some things, and I think that we actually got, I think I worked it out, but I have to do the math one more time to make sure, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Pappy's Homestead says, hit the like button if you haven't. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Aaron's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hey. Witch Doctor says, so everyone you sell eggs to or live birds to, give them your link. Yeah, absolutely. I really do think that the affiliate link, once we're ready to get that out and teach everybody how to use it, I really do think that you can make some really good money doing that. And it's actually less work than what you're doing now, because you're spending hours helping one person picking up some quail eggs, where you can just say, use this link. You're not going to, you need it. You want this course. And then you get, $10 back. So I think it's going to be great for a lot of people. Let's see. Aaron says, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, some people were saying, I know Linda said that she got notified when we went live. But I do see that some are not. I don't know what that means, but I'm not tech savvy, so somebody else has to figure that out. Richard Brown's in the house from East Tennessee. Just killed my pigs this week. Hams hanging. Happy. There you go. We'll be doing that shortly as well, actually. Rudy's in the house. My quail are 5.5 weeks old. Got my first eggs yesterday. They are overachievers.
Wow.
Congratulations. Means you're doing a lot of things right. So pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. Angie is in the house. What is the 18? That's right. What is the 18 and under contest? I will actually be doing a new video about that, hopefully this coming up week. Now that we've simplified it a lot. Quail University is going to be contributing a lot to it. So I'm going to be doing a separate video about that this week with this year's updates. But long story short, every month starting April 1st, at the beginning of the month, we'll be announcing a winner of the 18 under contest. And that will be someone that applies and wins once a month. That has to be 18 or under. And we are here to, mainly it's just to promote, educate, encourage, and enthuse the next generation to become more self-sufficient, learn entrepreneur skills, and get away from technology. And not that technology is bad, but maybe a little less of that and a little more of this. You know what I mean? Like, let's balance it out just a little bit more. So that's what that's all about. But I'll be doing a detailed video about it. Linda Easton Waller says, hello, quail raisers. Let's see. Kenneth is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Was reading 3 comments at the same time and trying to talk. Did not work well. I'm trying to go fast. I'm sorry. Anime Gamers in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Mary is in the house, says checking in for the first time. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. If you have any questions about raising Coturnix quail, feel free to ask. And make sure you check out Quail University. Yolanda says, hello, everyone from Detroit. Welcome. Jerry's in the house. Welcome. Kimberly is in the house. And Vicente is in the house from Atlanta. Welcome, everybody. To God be the glory, says, question, when will live quail be available on website? It's not going to be for the next couple of months. We had a cage. It's actually full, and we were going to incubate those eggs every week, and those would be our live quail that we would sell. And it's set up. I mean, we did it how we wanted to do it. But I decided that I wanted to change my mind, and everybody got mad at me. But I don't really want to sell any live quail until I can get everything to about a 2 to 3 week time frame on the hatching eggs. So we're using all of those eggs. We're putting them in for us. We're hatching out about 1,000 eggs a week, and we're just increasing our numbers to max capacity. So that, I mean, if I max out all the cages, which we're really close and we're still not at that wait time, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I would like to max everything out for a shorter egg time period before I start selling the live. But I'm hoping in the next couple of months, well, within the next 2 months, I'll be maxed out. Like, there's nothing else I can do. So couple of months is a really long answer to your short question. Pappy says, welcome to all the first timers. Welcome. Mary's in the house from Arizona. Welcome. Glad to hear. Jason's in the house from Iowa. Welcome. 603 Living's in the house. Myshire Farm considering trying quail for the first time, mostly for eggs to start. What, dear God, where'd you go? What would a good number be to start with? 25? Question mark. How long do they lay for before having to be rotated with new layers? Do either one of you guys want to take that question?
Jasmine.
You read it so fast, but
okay. All right. It was a three-parter. So how many eggs would you start with when you're just wanting to start off?
Well, I guess you'd have to answer a couple more questions, but typically, I mean, if your goal is to start with 25 birds, get 50 eggs, so because you're going to have about a 50% hatch rate on hatching eggs when they get shipped to you. All sorts of things can happen. Of course, Zach just said how awesome the hatch rate is from Myshire. So you might end up with more birds than you want, but that's a good place to start, is double of what you want if you're going to get eggs to incubate and then hatch out. What was the other question?
How long do they
Other
lay?
part of the question?
How long do they lay for before having to rotate new breeders?
Oh, okay. So my oldest ones are 2 years old and still laying very well, but they're about to hit their max for quail. They are production birds and they lay nearly every single day, especially if they have the right conditions. So plan on replacing them with either their babies or getting some more hatching eggs in about 2 years-ish.
There you go. Jerry's in the
roosters, though. Roosters are like 9 months.
Yes,
They're good
sorry.
for.
Roosters are a little bit sooner.
Goes out.
Yeah,
You're
the layers.
correct.
Yeah, the layers. The layers run a marathon, and the roosters sprint as fast as they can.
I like that analogy. That's awesome.
Jerry's in the house. How are the orders coming? They still 4 weeks out. Everything is updated on the website. I did have Jenna change most of them to, I think, 3 to 5 weeks out. We got hit pretty hard, but I actually was in there today, and I was planning on shipping about 65 boxes tomorrow, and we're actually at like 87. So if the rest of the week goes that well, then hopefully I can change that back down, but we'll see how it goes first. I'd rather be over than under. Eric is in the house from Arkansas. Kenneth is in the house. Every time I can say hi from Columbia, Illinois. Welcome. Glad you're here. And Katrina says, yes, confirmed. I will be there next week. Thank you. Question is done. John is in the house from Northeast Texas. I pre-ordered Quail University today. Thanks for making it easier for us to get all the info we need for raising quail needed in one place. Absolutely. Thanks for pre-ordering. I think you're going to love it. It was Linda's idea. She actually came to Quail Con and we started talking, and she's like, so I got this idea. And I was like, it's amazing. It's so good. And so all three of us have literally been working on this. I think the first conversation I had with Jasmine about it was her driving home from Quail Con.
Yeah.
My
brain was already exploding with the amazingness of the community. And then I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is going to be cool.
Yeah, it really is. It turned out even better than what I was expecting to.
Now, can I jump in here and say something?
Yeah.
So the email address for Quail University is thequailuniversity@gmail.com. And as you're going through the class, if you see anything that you think would needs to be changed or updated or added, please let me know, because this class is for you, and I want to make sure it's got everything in it that you need as a beginner. So please do contact us, because the class is out, but I don't consider it done, because I want to hear back from you guys and to know how we can make it even better for the next round of people who come up and start raising quail. So for the next couple of months, I'm really going to be fine tuning. So please contact us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And can I add to that is, like, we went into this as a mindset of trying to remember how it felt as a newbie, and like all the things that we've had to learn going through this. And Zach's like 10 plus years out from being a newbie, right? So like he's like, we're like, bring it back in. Let's we were just simplifying. But because we've been doing it, sometimes it's easy to get removed from that real newbie stage. So all of that input from newbies who are learning through this class, we will keep learning from you on how to improve it for the next newbies.
Yep.
Absolutely. Val is in the house from the UK. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Ralphie in Trinidad is in the house. Welcome.
An international crowd.
I'm telling you. Sundial Fragrance is in the house from Texas, late but here. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Linda did hit the button earlier today, going live with Quail University, so make sure you check that out. Katrina's in the house, as Zach Egyptian Fee hatched 67 out of 100. Power went out late on day 17. I got hand warmers in the incubator when the temp got down to 86, so not sure how that affected the hatch. 86 is pretty low, especially lockdown stage. That hurts a little bit, but you still didn't do bad at all. 67 out of 100. That's still not bad. So congratulations. All that were hatched survived the 8.5-hour power outage with the hand warmers in the incubator.
That's
all
incredible,
are still alive.
Katrina.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's really good. That's really good. A. Jones is in the house. Hi, all. Checking in from the northeast tip of Ohio. Thanks for doing this special event tonight. Well, thank you very much for showing up. We appreciate it. Glenn Wells says, what kind of hatch rate could I expect from shipped eggs from Myshire farm? My hatch rate is 93% using my own eggs, but someone wants me to incubate eggs for her. I don't know. I don't know what you'll do. I can break it down this way to you. Okay. So what we hatch out here is around an 87 to a 92% hatch rate. We don't necessarily follow all the rules that we tell everybody to do. We kind of get more quantity, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like we got so much to do and we don't pay attention as much as we should, or whatever the case may be. So I think we can get a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Now, with that being said, we are averaging, with this past week's numbers in, we are averaging a 70, where do you go? There, 74.2% hatch rate on chipped eggs this year. But what you do need to know is about 60% of the eggs that I ship out are first-time incubators, first-time incubator people.
Incubators, hatchers.
Hatchers, sure. So if you're very experienced, if you know how to work your incubator, if you're comfortable with that, I would expect probably an 85% hatch rate. It's probably going to go down a little bit with the shipping process, but it wouldn't go down too much. But it's mainly just, I think you do fine. That's another really long answer. I'm sorry. 81 A Miracle says, first time joining the love, but just spoke with you an hour ago from Germantown. Love the channel, especially all the info. Absolutely. You are in Germantown. Hopefully you can make it to Quail Con. I did not talk to you about that, but that'll be here September 3rd and 4th. Linda's going to be here. Jasmine's going to be here. We're having so many more people. I cannot wait to start sharing what we're doing. Like, what we're doing this year is going to blow last year out of the water. Like, last year wasn't even anything. Like, if you came last year and you're going to come this year, you're going to want a refund from last year's, because you'd be like, dude, this was so, like, I want my refund from last year. I'm not going to do it, but you're going to ask because it's going to be amazing.
He's just trying to hype it up, y'all. It's going to be
awesome.
It's
going to be awesome. Andrea says, how on earth did you catch up on mixed jumbos with all the things going on? Got notice mine are at the post office months earlier. And before my last Myshire order is out of the incubator. There you go. I'm telling you, I'm putting in, we put in 700 new breeders Wednesday. I put 300 more in today, and we've got 700 on Wednesday, 900 on Wednesday to go. So, like, when I say I'm hatching out, like, guys, I am hatching out eggs like it's nobody's business. So, let's see. Metatron Herald of the Almighty's in the house from Arizona. Welcome. We're glad you're here. AJ is in the house from Toledo, Ohio. Welcome. Shop Life or No Life says, if I start with 400 to 500 birds, is that enough for a decent income? Either one of you guys want to take that?
First, calculate how much you're going to feed those suckers. I honestly start a lot like Zach recommends, which is start small, really get a good handle on how to raise your quail and build relationships with people in your community so that you have a customer base to work off of and build your numbers as you're building your business. that's what I do.
Yeah, I
400
agree.
birds, if you've not started, is very overwhelming, and it can be challenging to provide good care for them if you're just learning with that many birds and your investment's so high.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little controversial, and this is not coming from Linda or Jasmine. I will take all the blame on this, okay? But let's just do the real quick math. Let's say you start with 500 birds, and just easy math, let's say you're selling every egg. Let's say you're getting 400 eggs a day, and you're selling every egg in the building for 50 cents an egg, right? Okay, so that's $200 a day. Okay, here's the problem. So you don't know how to raise that many quail at one time. You're not as experienced as you should be, right? So you're learning that you have to build your business. So now you're learning what your customers want. You're literally taking on the entire world at one time. And so I really recommend that you go a little bit lower at first. You want to build your clientele as you build your quail numbers, right? And then my rule of thumb when we were doing it, right now I'm just trying to increase numbers as quickly as I can. But when we were starting our business and we were on the journey of trying to increase our business as a whole, I needed to be sold out for 2 months before I would double in size. So if we had 100 birds, I needed to sell every egg in that building for 2 months before I would go to 200 birds. And then, I'd get to there, and then I'd sell all those, and I'd have, 2 months. Okay, let's go to 4. And then when we got to about 4, then it was like a half, you know what I mean? Like, let's not go to 8, let's go to 6. So it was, it just changes with your numbers, but that's just something you want to think about. Bags of Love is in the house from North Carolina. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Marty is in the house from Southeast Michigan. Welcome. Somebody says to smash the like button. Thank you very much for your support. Colleen is in the house from Northeast Ohio. A lot of Ohioans. You guys are representing tonight. I'm loving it. Katrina says, wow, that is an incredible hatch rate. I agree. Rohan's in the house from St. Lucia, which is Caribbean, isn't it? St. Lucia in the Caribbeans? I think it is. I really need to do better research. Just want to say, Miss Linda, you were super helpful and friendly in the email. Mr. Zach, I'm thankful for your channel at the Quail community. Quail is where I find my peace. There you go. Well, thank you very much. Christina's in the house for the first time. Welcome. We're glad you're here. If you have any questions for Linda, for Jasmine, with quail in general, feel free to ask. We'll be happy to help. I am trying to go as fast as possible. I'm sorry if I'm going slow. Oh, dear God. Mersad is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. No one's talking to me. William's in the house from New Jersey. Welcome. Glad you're here. Rohan says, I'm looking forward to the one-on-ones and the Zooms for Quail University. Yeah, I do think that it's going to help a lot of people as well to get more intimate Q&As. I do think that's going to help. Rochelle Sanborn is in the house from Sanborn Farms. Hello from, oh dear God, stop moving. Hello from Barrett and Rochelle from Northeastern Indiana. Excited for Quail University starting it tonight. Still voting for Quail Cadets. There you go.
I love it.
Devil Elker is in the house. I see all your videos and you inspire me to start quail. No birds yet, but looking forward to it. Well, we just brought you a huge resource to really make you as successful as possible. And I would like to say, I might be saying it wrong. So either one of you are more than welcome to correct me. You correct me behind the scenes, might as well correct me on screen too. So we did make a very conscious effort that in Quail University was just not how I raised Coturnix quail. I fully understand that there's many different ways to raise quail. There's some things that people will ask and I go, I just don't have the experience with that. Like I just don't, fermenting feed. I don't think it's a bad idea, but that would be a full-time job for me. Like I wouldn't be able to do it, adding calcium or adding things to the feed. that would take forever for us. So we just can't do that. So we did make it a very conscious effort to give you best practices in different styles of raising Coturnix quail in Quail University. And that was a very conscious effort on everybody's part. So I think that was something that we haven't said and told you guys. And I think that probably is a very big, important factor in that.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my spot because I rambled. Maria's in the house from Twin Oaks Farms in North Canton, Ohio. Another Ohioan. Welcome.
Wow.
I have 30
Ohio
jumbo
is
wilds.
in the house.
I
Man.
know. Marty S is in the house. I have 30 jumbo wilds in the incubator, now hoping for another 80+% hatch rate. I'd like to see that as well. Please keep me posted.
Right.
I have all the faith in you. Katrina says Linda Easton-Waller is awesome. I agree.
Trina, love
She's
you.
the best.
Let's see. Harry's in the house. Good to see you from Northeast Pennsylvania. Way to go on Quail U. Thanks for the quick response via email, Linda. There you go. Dana's in the house. Awesome. I'm officially signed up and ready to start learning on Quail University.
Yay.
La Sierra Acres Hatcheries in the house. Hello, everyone. Checking in from Riverside, California. Welcome.
Great.
Vase Play says, even old timers like me should take the course. It's great to get a refresher course, and the downloads themselves are worth the money itself. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And you never know. I mean, there could be a good, a best practice that we mentioned in Quail University that, I mean, that could save you hours of work a week of doing something. You know, if you've got a couple hundred quail and you take one of those ideas, that could save you hours a week. We did, I did a revamp of our shipping room in the quail barn last year. And I did the math on it the other day, and it's saving me 7 hours of work a week to do something else. And so when you add that up, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. So
yeah.
Glad I did that. I do think the class will help me being new to quails. Absolutely. Dave is in the house. David Taylor here from Black Country, UK. Being I'm from the UK, how would I get to do the Quail 101 course? Linda, take it away.
I believe that you can purchase it online. If you can't, please email me at thequailuniversity@gmail.com, and I will see if I can make that magic happen. But I believe we're set up for international sales.
And if you don't want to do this, are you able to comment right now, Linda?
Yeah.
Why don't you put in your email address?
Okay.
In case someone does have issues like that. And then they'll at least have it there. Okay. S.O. Swanson says, dang, with that kind of hatch rate, I should probably order eggs and give up hatching my own. Uh-oh. Melody is in both. Right. Melody Clark says, Jasmine, I watched your video on your YouTube channel and I thought it was great.
Thank you. Thank you
very
much.
If you want to learn, now she does only have one because she's lazy. But other than that, no, I'm just joking. She's been very, very busy. Very busy.
I know.
But her one video is a fantastic, phenomenal video on her YouTube channel, which is Time and Timber, which is the name. And it's a butcher video. So if you need to learn about butchering, I'm telling you, do not watch mine. Mine are for people that do not care and just want to get it done real quick and don't want to understand the process. Like, got it. All right, here you go. Jasmine breaks it down. It's it's a really good video. You should really watch it.
Thanks, y'all.
Sundial Fragrance says, about to start Quail U tonight. Already signed up. Wonderful.
Yay.
You guys make me want to like dance. So excited.
Michael Perry says, good evening, y'all. What brand of cabinet incubator do you recommend that can incubate and hatch out 2,000 plus quail eggs at a time? GQF. I love GQF. Dickies is good as well. I think there's one or two other brands that are pretty good, but I mean, there's no one will ever.
Bang for your buck and accuracy, I agree, is GQF or Dickies.
Yeah, I mean, GQF is top notch. I love them. We've got 2 brand new ones in the barn from last year, and then I kind of traded for one last year, and it's from like maybe 1995, and it's just as reliable. Never switched out apart. I mean, they're great. Vicky is in the house. I'm a happy new member of Quail U. Can't wait to get started and share.
I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
You guys are getting all the goofy faces for me because I'm so excited.
And I did want to mention, I do like the fact that Linda mentioned that, if you have any ideas or if you think that we can improve it, please let us know. Absolutely, because we can always get in there and make some changes. That's not a problem at all. But we would really appreciate it if you do share your experiences on Facebook or with your friends or whatever the case may be, because we really do. We put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this. A lot. Dr. Connie says, I'm excited here in Central Florida. I already pre-ordered, of course. There you go.
Yay! So now
Not
you have
anymore.
access.
You're live. There is no more pre-order. It's time to go. Christina says, what's that? What? I'm pretty sure it was supposed to say, what do I need to do the course? Is I'm pretty sure what the question was.
Get on your internets, your interwebs, type in Quail University. Go ahead. I'll let you finish telling it because you're much better at this. Because I'm like,
But that's basically it to get to the course and to purchase it. But maybe the question is, because some online courses are live, like this, where you're interacting and things like this. This is a course, an on-demand course. So you can, once you get it, you have access to the videos and the downloads and anything new, any new content that we add, and that's yours forever. And you can move through that at your own pace. And I hope that that's what you were asking.
Yeah, both really good answers.
We got you covered no matter what it was.
Oh my God, I'm so behind on comments. Okay, I'm going to pick it up. Here we go.
Go.
Someone says that we should do quail therapy. Yes, I agree. Skip is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Pappy says, Myshire Farmwood is the most popular selling quail. Any of the jumbos. Any of the jumbos. They're all sold out. Witch Doctor says, I need therapy for my issues. It all started when I was born. How much time do we get in the therapy session? 1 hour. But that's not what I meant. S.O. Swanson says, our quail addiction group would give out eggs to participants. Yep, pretty much. Erica says, I don't suffer from quail addiction. I'm enjoying every minute of it. There you go. I'd be the one waiting outside of the class like, hey, come over here. What kind of eggs do you want?
Your first eggs are free.
Yeah.
Right. Skip says, we actually got certified in the South Carolina State MPIP testers yesterday. Congratulations. That's
Congratulations.
a accomplishment. Yeah. Dustin says, have 37 out of the 60 eggs hatched so far from our sparkly quail and 12 left to go. That handled well. Wonderful. Obviously, keep me posted on the final results, but I'm liking those numbers so far. So good luck. Yud P is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Duck's Custom Garage says hello from West Virginia. I hope everyone is doing good this evening. Absolutely. Christina says, thank you. I'm driving LO, but we'll sign up this week. There you go. That's who was asking what they need to do. Okay. And I did actually do a video earlier this week. So if you go to like the most recent video on YouTube, that video will tell you exactly what you need to do to sign up since you're driving. It's not like you're taking notes. Skip says, we're signing up for Quail University. Yay. Absolutely. Wonderful. John says, I think sparklies are Zach's favorite quail. I really like the pansy fees and the jumbo Egyptians. And the Egyptian fees, it doesn't matter. I like them all. Foster Farm says, signed up for Quail University. Absolutely. Anime says, I don't know when I'll be able to join now, sadly. We'll be here whenever. We're not going anywhere.
We're not
going. Whenever you're ready, we'll be ready. Harry says, alma mater, we shall be. There you go. I like that. Jason says, my incubator is empty. How's the feather sexual coming? Ordered 2 weeks ago. We're more at the 4-week mark. It was 2 to 4 weeks when you ordered, so probably another week and a half to 2 weeks, but I did get a lot more out today than what I was expecting, so we'll see. Harry says, I know turtles and rabbits are so yesterday. Yeah, quail's the now. Like, quail's the new in thing.
Forget turtles.
Katrina says, we think you're cool, Jasmine. I think that was, you were talking about school at that time. Patty's in the house from stormy California. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Christina says, Clearwater, St. Pete Beach here. Welcome. Glad you're here. Dane says, my next project is building cages. What is the ideal size of the cage or groups of quail I should divide them up in if I plan on having multiple cages for optimal breeding and egg laying? It really does not matter. Long story short, and I'm going to give you a very short answer, unfortunately, is you can, like, if you buy Winola Ranch cages, they have the dividers. So it's like 5 in a little divider. We do colony breeding. So there's literally like 50 to 70 in a cage. And as long as you give them the right amount of square feet and you give them the right male to female ratio, it doesn't matter at all. Jasmine raises hers in an aviary and they're all together.
Linda? I have about 80 hens and 15 roosters in our big aviary. And the fertility is great. Everybody gets along fine. They're happy.
There you go. Dale's Quails is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. In fact, Dane, you just talked about building your own cages, and that's completely fine. I would check out Dale's Quails website. It's dalesquails.com. We actually use one of his brooders. He's supposed to be sending me 2 more things. One's a cage and one's a tractor, and we'll both use both of those. And it's a great, the way he builds them, the way he puts them together, it's really good. So I check that out. Even if you're just going to steal his idea, it's really good.
We love us some Dale's Quails around here.
That's right. This is also a good point. John F. says, build the cage to the size of the poop tray. Also a very good point.
That's one of the smartest things you can do if you're doing a DIY cage.
Yep, absolutely. Jason says, need more chick pics, all the colors. They're coming.
Chick pics.
Vase Place says, Myshire Farm talked to Matt from Grafted Branch Homestead. I've not seen them on here, but
I love Matt from Grafted Branch Homestead.
I will keep my lookout. Skip says, hey, everyone, welcome. We're glad you're here. Dane says, that's how I was going to get started. Oh, not talking to me. Renee says, is the myth that quail will pop up hard enough to break their own necks?
It's not a myth.
It's not a myth. That is 100% fact.
And if they don't break their neck, it'll be a leg coming down. Like,
right.
I've had broken legs from poppers.
Yeah. And if they don't break either one of those, they're going to knock themselves so silly and get a concussion that for the next 2 days, they're going to be walking around like that and then die.
So they walk around backwards, walk around with a twitch, have a hard time eating. So it's best to prevent it as best as possible.
Right. Anime says the site still says pre-order.
Okay. I'll be right back, you guys.
We'll check on that.
Try refreshing Anime.
So, yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Louis says, any giveaways tonight? Our time and information. You're welcome. Bob says, should I start with Jumbo Wild or Jumbo Mixed? And what is the advantage of the Jumbo Mixed? The Jumbo Wild are obviously the largest. They're feather sexual. They're great. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I like the Jumbo Mix because it gives you variety and then you can kind of pick what you like. So for example, obviously the Jumbo Wilds are always going to be the biggest and the best as far as Jumbos go in size. But the Jumbo Egyptians are almost the same exact size and they're laying quite a bit more eggs. So you're getting more production out of those and they're feather sexual. The Jumbo Whites are the easiest to clean and butcher. What is it?
I said, and the Egyptians are cute. I don't know. That little extra red to them. That's just cute.
All right. There you go. So I like the jumbo mix, but you can't go wrong with either one. Personally, I don't think. Vase Play says 97 likes and 141 watching. Hit the like button, support the channel. I greatly appreciate it, but thank you very much for all that you did. Renee's in the house. Polish Farm says, Zach, have you ever had someone buy eggs online and hatch them and then want to refund and return the chicks because they didn't look like they thought they would? No. I mean, I've had people not be happy with the hatch true rate or things like that, but they're alive, so that's my guarantee. I mean, we try to be as transparent as possible on our website. You know, it gives you the percentage true, and it gives you the hatch rate, and it gives you this, and it gives you that. You can't please everybody, you know. I can tell you this: most of the time, not always, most of the time, it's a misunderstanding of some sort. It's a lack of understanding something. So if you can or have the time or are willing to spend 15 minutes with them explaining the situation, usually it gets resolved. Again, not always, but most of the time.
Okay, it did say pre-order, and that was my fault, and I just changed it to the button text to.
There you go.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes. See,
already
already
making
getting
it
that
better.
community feedback.
That's right. We're already making it better, guys.
Yep.
Renee says, thanks, Katrina. There's a YouTube channel spreading the lie that it's a myth. Hitting its head. No, that's incorrect. Let's see. Ban Garcia says, Myshire Farm, are you ever going to do the new video on building the gargantuan incubator? Yes, as soon as I stop hatching all these quail.
So don't count on that anytime super soon.
I mean, it's just, it takes so much time, like moving them to brooders and making sure they're taken care of every day, and then moving them to grow out cages, and then sexing them out, and then, you know, separating them to make sure that they're laying well and that everything's healthy, and then moving them into the cages. And it's like, it's just bane of my existence, but kind of a very important part of my job. So gotta do it. Let's see.
All the things.
Ben Garcia says, we're waiting on some Rosetta eggs. Well, good luck on your hatch. We'll ship those out as soon as we possibly can. I think when you ordered Rosettas, it would be between a 2 to 4 week time frame. The Rosettas are more closer to the 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks is what it's closer to. Lauren says, my partner gave me permission to get quail today. Can't wait to be a customer. There you go. Make sure you take Quail University. Yay. Maybe you and your partner can take Quail University together. And a lot of people in the quail community actually do that. It's actually brought, you know, fathers and sons closer together, and husbands and wives closer together. And not to get real deep or personal. Siblings. Yep, absolutely. But actually, the quail actually saved me and my wife's marriage. So there you go. Okay,
now you have to tell the story.
I got to get done with comment. I mean, like, I'm losing comments. But if you remind me, I will tell you that story. Perlin says, Perlin Barker from Georgia. I was waiting for the notification on tonight's live, but didn't get one. Anyway, better to be late than never. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. We will not be doing the Zooms for the next couple of weeks at least. So you should be getting a notification way early in the day. When we do Zooms, I can't do both, but you still should have got a notification when you went live. I did get a text earlier. Make sure that when you're on my main channel, Myshire Farm, there's a bell icon. Make sure you click on that bell and it says all notifications, and that will notify you when it goes live. So you could be following you could be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, but you might not be getting notifications on it. The bell might not be marked. So that might be something you want to check out. But I'm glad you're here now. Ashley says, we got our eggs. We get our eggs tomorrow. Kids are very excited. Wonderful. Good luck. We wish you all the best.
Hatch day is
Here-
going to be so fun with those kiddos.
Lauren says, how many chicks should a newbie start with? We actually did a video on that in Quail University, what to start with. But I think Jasmine had a good answer earlier, so I'll let her answer that again.
Okay. Hopefully, is my internet working okay? I feel
Yeah.
like I'm like 10 seconds behind. Okay. So it really depends on what your goal is, but if you're starting with chicks, you're wanting to hatch them out because they don't ship well, so you're not going to ship chicks. So get at least double the amount of chicks that you hope to hatch, just because you can't say for sure whether or not that hatch rate's going to be as great as Myshire's has been. There's lots of factors to put in there, but about 50% of them will hatch, sometimes quite a bit more, and start at that number, and then work your way around that. And sometimes you'll have some chick losses, hopefully not. If you take Quail University, we help you troubleshoot through that, so you have all your chicks stay alive. So,
Right.
but most families get started with about 25-ish birds. So you'd usually order 50 eggs, hatch them out. Hopefully you get more than that, but that's a good place to start.
Well, and remember, whatever hatches out, 50% of those on average are going to be males. So, if you order 50 and 25 hatch, most likely you'll end up with about 12 to 13 hens, which is still a good amount.
Right.
Let's see. Harry says, do you time egg shipping on location time of year? It is first come, first serve, and we get them out as quickly as possible. We got our shipping processes down like an art, like a science. So it really doesn't affect the eggs very much. I mean, we collect same day. We ship in special foamers. We double box. We've got a great relationship with the post office where we're, dropping off, and we're pretty much backing them up to the main truck and putting them in there right away. So they're not even staying there. So we do a lot about that. Gutros Urban Homestead says, watching while pickling quail eggs, wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Hi.
John F says, Zach needs to build a bigger barn. No, thank you. I thank you for the advice, but no, thank you. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted the way it is. Last week, I think I worked 80 hours in a week. This week, I'm at like 74. And that was 2 hours ago. So it's a lot of work. It's worth it. I enjoy it, but I can't do more. Not enough time in the day.
Two big barns.
Oh God, it gives me anxiety. James says, wondering about profit market for feeder birds, for reptiles, etc. There is a market. We sell all of our males. We sell all of our males, or spent breeders, old breeders, for either falconries or reptile feed or wildlife reserves, things like that. So yeah, there's definitely a market for that for sure. Lauren says, sorry, I can't. Late, I think she cut out. I think you were discussing how long until you're out of stocks eggs would be back. Well, hopefully there's nothing out of stock on the website as far as hatching eggs go. I will check that after I go live. I have quantities on there, and then I just have to refresh those because I got to change the ship date. But I'll check that when we stop going live tonight. Lauren says, I'm so excited. Thanks for being so great at answering this chat. Well, thanks for asking the questions. Jerry says, I put an order in on February 24th, hopefully be shipping this week. I remember the name, so I'm pretty sure I made the foamer today, actually. Aaron says, Linda is a genius.
Oh, well, I don't know, but thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
And John F says, Linda is a quail mastermind.
Ooh.
It didn't say evil. So
it makes me sound slightly evil, which I kind of like.
Pappy's Homestead says, I got to get me a webcam for the Zoom classes now. There you go.
We want to see you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lauren says, FYI, I'm a web developer and own my own business. If you guys need help, oh dear God, where'd you go? Need help with the site, please reach out. We specialize in grant money programs, so it's often free. Well, thank you very much. I
Awesome.
might very well take you up on that, at least for Myshire website. I mean, the Quail University thing, Linda's got down, but my site's a mess. It's awful. But you see my technology skills, so. Lester's in the house from South Louisiana. Welcome. Let's see. What usually gives out in the gargantuan incubator? Thermometers, sensors, heating plate motors. The heating plates tend to go out the most, but we're actually going to change our heating plates to do something else.
I was going to say with my homemade one, it's definitely the heating elements that go out the fastest.
Yeah, we're actually going to buy spare parts that you can get for GQF, where it's pretty much just that wire, and then the fans blow out the heat. We haven't done that before. We're going to try that this time in the new one, and hopefully just have 3 lines in the back, you know, one on top, one in middle, one in bottom, and just have the fans circulated. So that's hopefully the plan this year. David says, Zach, oh dear God, why do you keep doing that? David says, Zach, just had our first hatch and we did really bad. 8 out of 30. 2 of them, we band-aided their legs as they can't stand. One is doing better, but the other's feet are curled. What do we do? What do we need to do? So usually the splay leg that you fix is usually an environmental issue on the floor. It's like it's too slippery for their feet, so they spread out. That can be fixed by using there's a lot of stuff you can use. I use blue paper towels, like automotive paper towels. They're fairly inexpensive. Do not use regular paper towels. I don't care what kind, like Quilted or Kroger brand or whatever. All the white ones are awful. Like you can't use those. They're not good for quail. But the blue automotive paper towels are really good. That would fix that issue. Usually curled toes, and not always, there's always exceptions to the rule, but usually curled toes means that it's a low humidity and they hatched out late. Not always, but that's usually what it means. With only 8 out of 30, I am concerned a little bit with the humidity in there. And the reason why you want to bump up that humidity so much at the end is because you want to soften that egg so the chick can break through and not use all of their energy to break through, because then it could hatch out weak or just pip and not hatch out, or whatever the case may be. But I think there would be some things that we can look at to see if we can get better next time. But obviously reach out either to me or Jenna. We do guarantee a 50% hatch rate, so we'll get you taken care of. Because obviously that is not the 50%. So I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you have some to start with. The splayed leg should be fixed. I think you got that down. The curled toes, you can kind of spread them out and kind of duct tape them. Since you had kind of a low
work
hatch
better
rate.
than duct tape.
Not duct tape. I meant Band-Aid. Thank you both for being
painter's
here.
tape. Painter's tape
Yeah.
work.
Oh yeah,
Something
there
a
you
little
go.
less sticky than duct tape.
Right. Don't use duct tape, for the love of God. Don't do that. That'd be really, really bad. So you might be able to save that one as well. You need to do it faster, sooner rather than later. But obviously get with me. I'd spend more time, but I'm losing comments. I got to go. Christy says power went out at my house twice from storm. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you get better. Mary says just signed up for Quail University. Thank you very much. I think you're going to love it. Oh dear God, there's so many of you guys. It's awesome. Colleen says, pre-orders, do you send a text or email when you ship? We're not shipping anything for Quail University. Yes, when we ship out, we'll send you an email a day or two before we ship with the tracking info so you can watch it. Dr. County says, yeah, I was able to successfully log into Quail University. Well, that's exciting. Mark says, congrats, you won Virginia over to Quail University. I think it was the Quail Nerd comment just signed up. There you go. Jasmine, that's all you.
Go spreadsheets.
Oh, David, you're still on day 16, it sounds like. Okay, you need to increase. Oh, well, that's a little odd. You shouldn't have curled toes on day 16. I would contact me separately because I kind of got to go fast. I think I need more information to try to help you out. So contact me separately. If you're on day 16, I think we can still save your hatch. but maybe day 16 means something else. I don't know. Witch Doctor says we should have Quail Nerd t-shirts. There's something to think about. Lauren says, I know nothing and love videos. LOL. You'll love Quail University. There's like 80 of them. S.O. Swanson says, correction, Quail Con is 9/2 and 9/3, not 9/3 and 9/4. That is correct. It's September 2nd and 3rd. I think when I was talking about when we started Quail University, it was the 4th when we started talking. But I could have switched those numbers up too. I don't know. But yeah, it's September 2nd and 3rd. Don says, first time live listener. I love your videos and I'm fairly new to quail. I have a covey of 6 hens for eggs only. Hope to add a roux soon and fearful of the scalping horror stories I read on Facebook. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Take Quail University and you'll do great. No, you'll do great either way. It's fine. But Quail University would help. There are horror stories and it could go bad, but the majority of the time it doesn't. So just keep that in mind. When they're posting things on Facebook, it's usually when things go wrong, not when things go right. So just keep that in mind. I think you're going to do great. We do have a video on that as far as how to add new quail to an existing flock. My wife, Jenna is her name. My wife did a blog on our website that actually goes into it if you want to read that instead. And then we talk about it in Quail University as well. There's too many names to know, guys.
No, you're digging the hole
That's the
deeper.
one on the top of the list.
You're getting deeper. Just stop.
Right. Pappy says, I'm working on some quail decals just for fun. There you go. That's exciting.
Fun.
Let's see. Patty, so Quail Con is 9/2 and 9/3 at Myshire Farm. Yes, it is. We'll be selling tickets starting April 1st is the goal this year. Kimberly says, my husband and I are coming to Quail Con. Can't wait. That is wonderful to hear. I am really starting to get excited about it too.
It's going to be so fun.
It really is. It really is. I'm excited. Now that I started planning it, now I'm in the season, now I'm ready for it. Lauren says, look into your local SBA. We literally, oh, you're not talking to me. Foster Farm says, don't start with your crazy big number. Zach stopped us from doing just that. We are very glad we listened to him. Starting out with 400 to 500 quail. Foster Farms was trying to do the same thing. They were actually at Quail Con and wanted to buy all the eggs. And I said, no, you can have this amount. And they said, fine. And then they thank me all the time saying, I'm so glad that we started small. They do have probably close to 1,000 quail now, but you can get there very fast. You know what I mean?
Mandy and Dan are doing some awesome stuff.
Yeah, they're doing great. And you can get there very fast, but starting out that big it's a recipe for some things to really go wrong your way. My ranger buddies in the house from Ranger Grove in Canton, Texas. Welcome, glad you're here. Renee says, yes, know what your demand is before you have the supply. If there's not a high demand, you'll be stuck. There you go. Edgar Bates says, I plan on being a Quail Con barring any health issues, showing all my quail crafting secrets for egg earrings, necklaces, and some other things. Yep, absolutely. Edgar Bates and Cali Quail Keepers, Brooke, are going to be setting up tables to show kids and adults how to put crafts together. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. CS is in the house from Vegas, baby. That's what they wrote. Don is in the house. Urban Backyard Homesteader here from California. Welcome. Glad you're here. S.O. Swanson says, nothing worse than having to toss eggs into the trash because they got old because the market was not there. You need to market first. There you go. I am so behind. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go fast. Here we go. Tiffany says, hello from Carson, Virginia. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you very much. Thomas is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. My ranger buddy says 114 jumbo Egyptian eggs went into lockdown this morning. The first one just hatched. That's wonderful to hear. I'm pretty sure I sent you 120, so I'm happy with that number. But keep me posted on that. But that sounds really good to me. Tony in Toronto is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Brooke is in the house. How many days notice do we get before the eggs arrive? Usually 3 to 4. You usually get it a day or two before we ship, and then shipping is usually 2 to 3 days. I don't think you told me where you were. And my mom ordered our first 100 eggs, my mentor, and you said we need to heat the incubator for 2 days before the eggs arrive. Yeah. So you'll have 3 to 4 days of notification before you get the eggs. If everybody put in their email address correctly, that becomes an issue. So make sure that if you order from us, you've got to type in that information correctly because it's an automated email. So if your email is not right, then you're going to get eggs delivered and not know that they were coming. And I don't really know how to fix that. Nishra Rama is in the house. Greetings from Arizona. I hope I am not late. You're here. That's all that matters. John says, I think I want to be at 30 quail after dispatch. There you go. That's a good number. It's a good number. Pris K's in the house. Good evening. I'd like to be at 32. No, I'm just joking. Pris K says, good evening, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Absolutely. Pappy's Homestead says, Linda, we need a bloopers video.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yeah. I need to actually do a few things for the class first, but it is on the top of my list because it is hilarious. It makes me laugh. And I watch some of those bloopers and I just fall on the floor and I can't wait to share them with you.
Oh, dear God. Ban Garcia says, when are you going to do the gargantuan video, the incubator video? It would be nice to say before Quail Con, but it's probably not going to happen. As soon as I get caught up in the barn, it's going to be get ready for Quail Con. So I don't know. I can't give you a number or an answer. Ba with Ba's in the house from Southwest Louisiana. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I think I'll be able to get your eggs out next week, just so you know, you, Ba with Ba and Jasmine. I should be able to get both your orders out next week. I did look at that. 308 Sportsman says, new here, just hatched my first Caternix 3 days ago. Congratulations. We wish you all the best. That's very exciting. I don't know
Welcome to the addiction.
Yeah, I don't know who you got the eggs from, but they might not have told you that you are now in an addictive community. And so we'll see you around because
we're enablers.
Right. It is what it is. Make sure you check out Quail University. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Psycho Ward 360 says freeze-dried eggs are great. There you go. Awesome. They were talking about, and I skipped some because they weren't talking to me. Sorry. Brooke says, do you get a notice when the eggs are coming? Yes, you do. You get an email probably about 3 or 4 days before they arrive. Let's see. La Rochelle Farms in the house. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well with y'all. Any advice on how I can raise my first quail? You know what? I believe you probably, know how to do some things, I would assume. Mm-hmm. Thomas says, can you go over dry hatching with us? Ladies, either one of you want to take that?
So I dry hatch, which is basically dry incubating, really, not hatching, but you basically don't add any moisture to your incubator during the entire incubation process. And this works best if you already have a high relative humidity in your environment. And you still want to add some, sorry, we're getting dog dinner ready and it's really loud. You want to add some humidity at lockdown, but you're not going to go quite as high as you would with a normal, what we call wet hatch. So I like to keep mine about no higher than 65% humidity because it's such a high jump from your dry hatch, which is usually around 30 to 35% the whole hatch. This just keeps them from drowning inside and not having enough moisture pulled away from the egg if you're in a high humidity setting. But if you are in a place that is dry all the time, you don't want to use dry hatching as your main incubation style.
And is it true that dry hatching is good for high altitude areas?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, it helps to be able to, you need them to lose some moisture out of that egg before they hatch so they can actually get out.
Dennis says Fall River, Massachusetts had a had a hatch 5 days old, not a good hatch, trying to find out why. Temp was good, humidity was good. It's really hard because I don't have all the information, but what I can say is one of the last 3 videos that I did, not the last one, but I think close to it. If you go to videos, it's within the last couple of ones that I did. I did a little mini series of what to look for if your temp was bad, so you can kind of investigate the eggs and see what day they hatched and see if it was a temp issue. The next one was humidity, and then the next one was it wasn't the incubator at all. These are the other issues. So it was a 3-part series. I think that might be able to help you out, but without having a lot of information from you, it's really hard to say. Lauren says, yeah, shout out to the awesome ladies. Absolutely. They are doing a great job tonight. I appreciate you both. Chad is in the house. Tiffany says, oh my God, Jasmine and Linda, you were both so beautiful. I don't know why I don't get that compliment, but that's fine. It's kind of rude, but it's not a big deal. Texas Top Shelf Reptiles is in the house. Says hello, 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 everyone. La Rochelle Farm says, excuse me, Mr. Zach, how did the Quail Pimp not become a professor at the Quail University? I was just happy to be a part of it a little bit. So I didn't need anything else. Let's see. Teacher Noob is in the house, says, what's Jasmine's YouTube channel? Just popped in late here, so sorry if it's a repeat. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Time and Timber Homestead. And time is like the herb with the Y, not like time on your watch.
Dreams Acres says, how long after introducing a male and your females will eggs be fertilized? It's just a few days, but long story short, I recommend you let them go for 7 days. Just so, I mean, you can eat them, you can, if you have room, you can always put them in right away. It's not the end of the world. But usually it's just a few days, but like anything that we ship out, it's been at least a minimum of 1 week that they've been with those males, just to be on the safe side. Because it's not like 0 to 100, like it kind of stair steps on its way up. You know what I mean? So 7 days is ideal, in my opinion. Do either one of you ladies have a different opinion?
I like going just a little longer, but I also have the luxury of waiting.
Sure.
I don't have a fast, like, got to get it done.
Right. Thomas says, oh, I dry hatch because I'm in South Louisiana. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
Perfect place to dry hatch.
Somebody wants to know if we have a mascot yet for Quail University.
Coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Brooke says, do you get a notice when? Yes, you do get a notice when the eggs ship. Nishra says, Zach, the 1/2 by 1 inch wires working great for the birds. Even their feet are happy as well. Yeah, that's one thing I wish I would have known a long time ago when we started. We started and used 1/2 by 1/2 inch wire for probably 10 years. In the past couple of years, we went to 1/2 by 1 and only for the breeders and the grow outs. So the brooders are not that way. Brooders are still 1/2 by 1/2, but yeah, in the main bar and everything is 1 inch by 1/2 inch now. And my God, it makes a huge difference. It's so much easier to clean.
Especially for the jumbos, their poop
Yeah.
falls through a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, it's night and day. It's, phew, I wish I would have known that. Teacher Noob says, any suggestions for pitching quail to reptile pet store clients? I just got back from Big Pet Expo in DC today and didn't get the feedback I was hoping for when I get to talking quail with them. What I would recommend is maybe you signing up for one of our Quail for Profit Zooms, because it's kind of a very long topic. We'd be happy to help you out on there. Mainly getting started, especially in the reptile world, is free. You get a sample and you get a sample and you get a sample. Everybody gets a sample. You're like the Oprah of the reptile world. And then follow up. I mean, that's as simple as I can get, as short of a time that I can get. There's obviously more involved, but we're really behind. Okay, so Lauren says, how much is the course for Quail University?
$49.
$49.
$49. Such a great price point. I'll check it out. Dale's in the house from Southern Ohio. Another Ohioan. Welcome.
Right,
Nana's the nerd is in the house. I was waiting to see you. Sorry I'm late. Can't wait to start Quail University. It is live. Go ahead anytime you're ready. Brandy Tool is in the house. Says hello from Farmersville. Got my eggs yesterday. I'm so excited to hatch them out. Good luck. I wish you all the best. Currently, we are knocking them out of the ballpark as far as hatch rates goes. So I think you're going to do great, but obviously keep me posted. Foster Farm says we hatched 2 beautiful white quail that have 1 gold spot on their backs each. They came from golds. Will they breed true? No, they will not breed true. Unfortunately. Nana's Nerd says quail people are the new cool kids. That's right. That's right. Woman of Spirit says I will be giving a speech on quail at the library. When I get to the Quail University downloads, can I show some of those in the class?
Yeah, go for it.
Do it to it.
You want to support education and definitely, and if there's something in particular that you need, email me, thequailuniversity@gmail.com.
There you go. Vay or Ed Got Bait, can you comment the email address for her again, just so they can have it? Callie Quail Keeper says, do you have a promotional clip art I can laminate for quail sales at Feed Store? QR code. Just like I'd like to just point and say, here's the spot. No, I don't. I do not have that. It's not a bad idea.
It's a QR code for what?
Do you have this is from Brooke, Cali Quail Keepers. Do you have a promotional clip art I can laminate for quail sales at a feed store? It's like a QR code. I'd like to just point and say, here's the spot.
Contact me about that. I have ideas, but yeah, I don't want to take up the time, but yeah, definitely.
I do not. I have no ideas at all. I don't even know if I know what QR code is, guys.
Yeah, I have like 5 ideas, but it's too much time to explain.
Right.
Go on.
But it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. And I do know what a QR code is.
I was gonna say, you can't say it is if you don't know what a QR code is.
Rohan says, question, can inbreeding Tibetan eventually give you black? I don't necessarily would say inbreeding. I would say breeding your darkest Tibetan to your darkest Tibetan will get you a dark Tibetan.
Darker.
Yeah. Just like breeding your biggest jumbo to your biggest jumbo will continue your standard size of jumbo. You know, that's I wouldn't necessarily say inbreeding all the time, though. You'd want to mix that up a little bit. Woodside Law says, hello, everyone. Learned a lot from all of you. Thank you. Well, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Lauren says, what's the safe height range for the cages? Anybody?
The internal is 14
Yeah.
inches, right? I passed the test.
There you go. Katrina says, Zach, are you building more cages? God, no, I'm done. I'm done, guys. We did build 2 more this year, but they're not like the big ones. They're ones for just replenishing birds every week for us and ones for the live birds. But I'm using the live bird sales for more birds for us. But no, I can't do anymore. I can't find time to breathe as it is. Mark says, greetings from coastal Alabama. I just did pre-order a few minutes ago. There you go. Thank you very much. JJ says, I went through Quail Chat during the weekend. Colleen says, my husband raises rabbits and I'm going to tell him rabbits are so yesterday. There you go. Lauren says, a better
I do
caching.
both, but
yeah, you can do both. It's fine. But yeah, quail are better. Lauren says a better caching system would help your site out quite a bit. Not that that's the only thing to speed up page changes. It's a rabbit hole of a conversation. Yeah, I understood about 4 words in that entire thing. It was computer stuff. I said not that page. The rest of it I couldn't get. Melody says your time and information is greatly appreciated. Well, thank you. And thank you, Linda and Jasmine, for hanging out for this long. I really do appreciate it. I really am trying to go as fast as I can. Lauren says, love the site so much. Info. Well, thank you very much. Wolfpack says, do you recommend starting off with 200 or 300 quail to do a steady laying egg production to sell? I do not. I think that if you do want to start off big, then maybe you should start off with a 120 count. It wouldn't be the end of the world to start off with maybe a 240 count. Half hatch, that's 120. That'd be, maybe 60 hens. I don't think that would be too bad, but starting off with 200 to 300 hens at one time without getting your feet underneath you first is overwhelming, is how I'll put it. Michelle J says, just signed up, looking forward to this. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Lauren says, we think you're doing a great job with production. Thanks for the hard work, everybody. Foster Farm says, Linda, you go, girl. Ninja editing skills right there. Yes, very much so. Very much so. Ways to Fly Up says, do you take vacations? I think it depends on what you mean by vacations. Like,
I was going to say, what exactly is a vacation? No.
Right. I take 2-day road trips to go buy supplies, but no, we usually go on a vacation once a year for about 6 to 7 days. But I am blessed enough that I've got George here, so that helps a lot. Lauren says, my partner and I run 2 businesses together, so I know why not to take the class together. There you go. Patricia says, I got a quail egg today that weighs 23 grams. Do you think it's a double yoker? Yes, most likely. I would assume. Foster Farm says, Dan and I getting therapy because he got quail bossy. Not really. Bossy. Thomas says, definitely a double yoker. Had a 26 gram that had another egg inside. I've still not had that happen to me. It's really annoying. I just went once. Don says, I get double yokers, but not like a actual full hard shell
egg inside an egg.
I just want to do it one time, but I don't open them all either. I get mad because I can't use it to put in the foamer, so I just throw it sometimes. So I probably have. I just haven't noticed. Lauren says, can you pick up locally? I travel frequently. We're not opening up the farm right now due to the avian influenza outbreak. We are MPIP, so that we ship all over. That's where our major income comes from. And because they consider us a hatchery, there's a lot of standards that we have to have in place, biosecurity. And so we just closed down the farm for right now until this gets worked out. We will have it open up for Quail Con, but for tours and farm pickups, we won't be doing it this year until September. Thomas says, if you start another barn, I'll come run your second one. There you go. I think you'd have to fight George a little bit, but that's all right. Go for it. I don't care. Foster Farm says, aha. To be young again. Our goal is to do about half of what you're doing, Zach, or less. We're old. I feel it. I feel it. Anime says, when will we see the mascot? Not anytime soon, but we're working on it.
In the class first and get the affiliates up and running so you guys can start making some money from the class as well. And then we'll do the fun stuff. Right.
We got to prioritize some stuff. Work hard, gain big is in the house. How many days should I allow for late hatches? I don't think we can go into this again. It's getting late. They've been very patient, and I still have some comments. So long story short, I don't think it's a bad idea that on day 18, you increase your temp a half a degree to a degree, increase your humidity 5 to 10% after day 18, and let it go for 48 hours. It's not going to hurt anything. And if the incubator was off by a little bit, then that should actually help. So that's what I would recommend. We could go more into it, but I can't right now. I'm sorry. Woodside Law says, you all share some great information. Thank you very much. We try. Christopher says, hey, I just put an order in for 50 pansy fee and 50 German pastel hatching eggs. Can't wait to get them. I can't wait to get them out to you. So I will do my best to get them out as quickly as I can. I promise. But good luck. Good luck, and thanks for doing that. Nuno says, on all the jumbos, which one lays the most eggs for the year? Jumbo Egyptians, by far. By far. Foster Farm says, Linda, mastermind. I got visions of quail with lasers on their heads. Oh, dear God. What is going on over here? D. Velasquez is in the house from Tampa, Florida. Welcome. Hebrank Farms. Glad you're here. Ben says, can I sex quail upon hatching? And a lot of conflicting information. I'm going to say no, because as far as I know, I'm the only one that sells sex links, and I'm not selling them right now this year. I'm actually using those to hatch something else out. So there is such a thing as sex links, but usually it's either feather sexable, which you can sex at 3 weeks old, or Vinsex at 6 to 8 weeks old. But you can put sex links together, which is Egyptian males over wild hens. You can do a couple different variations as well, and you can sex them out at day one. And I could be wrong. If either one of you know, feel free to let me know. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that sells the sex links, though. Again, you might find them somewhere else. I don't know.
I can't say that I've been shopping for them, so I have no comments.
Sandra says, one of my girls is laying an all white egg. She's about a year old. Does it affect anything? No, it does not.
Were you waiting for an answer from one of us?
Yeah, I thought somebody else wanted. I just feel like I'm talking so much. Ways to fly up. What do you recommend to heal wounds, ladies?
Depends on what the wound is. I'm very holistic, so I don't use many chemicals, if any. So I will use a saline wound wash if it needs to be cleaned out. And I actually use colloidal silver. But again, I'm a hippie chick and I do everything holistically. I know some people will use Blue Coat, which is often used as an antiseptic and help for healing, which turns everything purple. So just keep that in mind. If you're using anything like a Neosporin, you want to make sure that it doesn't have any pain medicine in it. It's just triple antibiotic ointment with no pain meds.
Good. Linda, did you want to add anything?
I use Blue Coat mostly because I like that it turns the wound blue, and so it prevents the continued pecking, and I can return that that bird faster. But also sometimes I don't treat with anything, and it heals up pretty fast. Usually,
yeah, you would be really surprised. You put them in a little like hospital ward, a little cage. They heal up real fast as far as quail. Now we've got emus and pigs and things like that. If something, if a predator attack or if they fight each other or something, yeah, we use Blue Coat immediately. But with a quail, I don't think we've ever used Blue. Usually we just throw them in a hospital ward, and within 5 days they go, yeah, I want to go back now. I'm ready. It's like, okay, let's go. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool with the quail. False Farm says, Zach, we are still suckers for that poor little guy yelling, wait, I'm almost hatched. Don't turn the incubator off. There goes profit margin. Just saying. It took me years to figure that out too. I get it. It's just, I want the underdog to win, Mm-hmm. Sundial Fragrance says, I am on Quail U now and love it so far. Cool. Wonderful to hear.
Already taken it. That's
you
awesome.
Guys are just filling our cups up, or maybe our heads.
Lester says, ordered 50 golds a few days ago. Can't wait till they arrive. Well, I will get them out as quickly as possible. I think the golds are more of a 5 to 6 week wait, but I am working on it. Believe you me. Christy says, my curl toes was the last to hatch, was thinking late hatch. Yeah, that's usually what a late hatch is curl toes. Absolutely. So that makes perfect sense. False Farm says, we named our GQF Whoville, just saying we're here.
That is so cute.
I love it. I love it.
Andy says, is there a 12-volt incubator? Depending on our incubator's draw, you could run it off an inverter, off a battery, and keep the battery on a charger if you don't have a constant power outage in your area. I do not know. Not that I know
I
of,
don't
but
know.
that doesn't mean anything. I don't look at the
I don't know
incubator very often.
either.
I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Do you know, Linda?
Sorry, I missed the question.
Is there a 12-volt incubator?
I don't know of one. I don't know.
I don't. I'm sure there there has to be. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sundial Fragrance says, great presentation, easy to navigate. Congrats, and thanks for doing this for all of us. Talking about Quail University. Well, thank you very much. Michael Rook is in the house. Hello from Finger Lakes Quail in upstate New York. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Me and my wife are planning on attending Quail Con this year for sure. Looking forward to, well, you're gone now. Looking forward to meeting everyone face to face. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of stuff planned. I'm not willing to say what it is yet, but it's coming. Steven's in the house. Hey, thanks so much for all you're doing. I know what he was saying. I got it. I think I said it wrong, but I know it. Nana's Nerd says, just ordered my first eggs now to start my classes. There you go. That's awesome. Let us know what you think of it.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't even know what your name is. It took me a while to read it because it's all different fonts and stuff. Weak Ankles Kayakers in the house. New and a beginner here. Just ordered my first set of pearl eggs. Can't wait to start my journey. Thanks for all the videos, Zach, and everybody. You rock. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We will get the pearls out as quickly as possible. They are about the 3 to 4 week time frame, but I will get them out as quickly as I can. And make sure you check out Quail University. I think that could really help everybody on their adventure with quail. Michael Rook says, Zach, I have some Rosetta tuxedos coming from you and was wondering what your hatch rate for this particular color is. I'd have to look. They are on the higher side. It's below 75 and it's above 71, but I'd have to look at the numbers, which is on my laptop, which I am using right now. So between 71 and 75, but I don't know right now. Rick says, so many years of raising quail, and I got my first big ones, 17.2 today. Where'd you go? And I got a 17.9 yesterday. My God, that must have hurt this little girl. Yeah, they can get those eggs. I yell at them when they lay double yolk. It's like they're overachieving for no reason. Like, what are you doing? I can't use these. What are you doing? False Farm says, okay, I would pay big bucks for a blooper reel before Quail Con, Linda. There you go. Wolfpack says, Zach, with your experience, what do you recommend? I sell 5 to 10 dozen a week, and people are demanding more eggs and more chicks around my area. Mainly, what you find is chickens. Should I increase my numbers? If you're selling out every week, then yeah, I don't think that's a problem. Now, I don't think you need to go, 5 to 10 dozen. What is that? 10 dozen would be 120 eggs a week. Right? Is that right? Yeah, 12 times 10 would be 120. I don't think it would be a horrible idea to consider going up to 240 eggs a week. It's a problem when you go from 100 eggs a week to 500 eggs a day and you didn't build that market in between. It's slow and steady that wins the race, especially with quail. I personally think with everything in life, but especially with quail, it's slow and steady wins the race. So yeah, it sounds like you're at that place where you can double in size if you can find the time to do it and you have the space. I don't think that would be a bad idea at all. PJ's Family's Farm says, okay, everyone, put to bed and milking done. Hello, all beautiful quail people. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Myshire, do you ever have hatching egg specials? I do not. It's a long... Okay, very quickly while I look because no one's talking. Long story short is I used to work for a company before. It was really big in sales, and they would have massive markups on their stuff. And then once a month, they'd have like a 60 to 75% off sale. And then we'd have to call all of our customers every month and be like, oh, we've got this sale, blah, blah, blah. And I always hated it because it's like, why don't you just give them the lowest price you can in the first place? And then you always stay busy. And then you don't have to put all this advertisement in your sale and spend all your time and energy calling these people when they could just get the best price when they come into the stupid store the first time. Like it never made sense to me. I hate it. So no, what we sell our quail eggs for is literally the best price that we can possibly sell. So we don't do discounts. It's a really long story, but sorry. Edgar Bates says, Zach, you're so beautiful. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's about freaking time, guys. Whew. Been begging for it all night. Ben says, Zach, you're beautiful too. Thank you. Thank you. Foster Farms. Zach, you're so pretty. Now we're getting to it.
They love you.
Ben says, oh, you're not talking to me. Angelic says, what is everybody's favorite color? So real quick, Linda, what's your favorite quail color?
I love the tuxedos. I'm partial to them.
Jasmine?
I am obsessed with the anything, but probably it's going to be my fab fees.
And I like the pansy. I like the Cosmos crap ton. Those are, I really need to get better pictures. It's ridiculous how bad those pictures are on our website.
They are beautiful.
Oh my God, they're amazing. Chase is in the house, says, hi everyone. Welcome, we're glad you're here. Women of the Spirit says, thank you, Linda. I will be in touch about Quail University info I need for the library. There you go.
Cool.
Let's see. James says, Jasmine, since you do an aviary setting, would a greenhouse work or does it need to be a wire aviary with a shelter?
I would recommend the wire. Greenhouses can work, but there's a big thing with having good ventilation, and you're going to have a lot less bad bacteria growth. You need to have some good airflow for it to be a good composting system with a deep litter. Greenhouses can, if they're not well ventilated, can cause a lot of respiratory issues. You can have ammonia buildup. So I am always going to say screen airflow as much as possible. You can have them covered, but not completely enclosed.
Well, let me ask you this, and I really don't know the answer because I just thought of it. What about a hoop house instead?
You're still going to have the same concerns with, you're still going to have to use hardware cloth to keep them fully protected from predators. And I will say that if a predator wants to get through any greenhouse plastic, if it's,
do it.
Like a hoop house, they'll get right through it.
Right. That's true. Don't listen to me. That's why you asked Jasmine. Hi is in the house from St. Paris, Ohio. Welcome. Chase says, hey, when is it okay to get the chicks on pine shavings? When is it okay to get the chicks on pine shavings? Day one. We used to do pine shavings on day one for 7-8 years straight. I just got tired of cleaning the pine shavings out, so we moved to wire bottoms and blue paper towels. But yeah, they can go on it right away. Don says, Linda, will Quail University bring us more info than just watching Myshire farm videos?
Yes, we purposely made the whole experience different. So on most of the videos, not all yet, I've got to go back and do some, but we've added graphics to the videos. And then there's the spreadsheets and at the underneath the video, it says, see, there's more, and it has arrow that points down, and there's a text like summary of what you've learned. And then there's questions and answers. So you can kind of test yourself to see, what you remembered and what you need to brush up on. So it's a much more interactive experience. And then we also do include some of the Myshire videos in the class as rabbit hole videos. So if you want to go and learn more about something, we've included those. So thank you. Good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. And I said it earlier, and we've been on for a long time, and that's fine. I'm glad you guys are having questions. I'm glad everybody's excited about it. But it's also 3 different points of views as well. So the Myshire videos are pretty much my experience with raising, 60 to 70,000 quail a year. I do have a lot of experience. I do have I can notice a lot of things. We do go through a lot of issues. We can help you with best practices, right? But for example, Jasmine, I don't do aviaries. You know what I mean? Linda, the behind the scenes, the spreadsheets, the, hatching at home, being more, I just don't have that. So you're getting three different perspectives on how the best way to raise their quail for each one of us. So that's, I think, a huge part as well. Because they're smarter than me too. Psycho Wars 360 says, Zach, remember these? There's those QT codes on the wristbands that we send called. Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. I moved rooms, but yeah, I'm working on those. Chase says all 21 of the chicks are still doing good. It's wonderful to hear. Congratulations. Chris says, what about average height for an aviary?
Mine's 7 feet.
7 foot.
Mine is probably between 7 and 8 because we're all hilly where we live. So
yeah,
some points are a little higher than others. But definitely over 6 foot is ideal.
Right. Yeah, and Vay's Place actually said that right next. Says at least 6 feet, but sounds like 7's kind of the norm. Vicente says, how can you tell hen or rooster? I purchased the feather sexable, and I have hatched white color with dark spots on the head. Usually dark spots on the head usually means a male, but the speckled chests are hens, the solid chests are males. We do have videos on that as well. OP says, I woke up 2 days ago and woke up to 5 dead quail, 4 were sick. They're moving their head back and forth uncontrollably. The 4 I isolated died this morning. 2 were sick. It's the most bizarre thing. It could be a couple different things. The easiest thing to try is just change the feed out. It could just be a bad bag of feed. It could be a couple different things with the feed, but that would be one thing you'd want to try. Get them some probiotics right away. You can get that at Tractor Supply or Amazon right away. Add that to the water. I also like using Rooster Booster in the food if something like that happens. I think that helps quite a bit as well. And obviously make sure that, the waters, we tend to forget about the waters. Like I use the water troughs. Those really should be cleaned out because that's where a lot of bacteria, that's where a lot of diseases can come from is dirty water. So make sure that those get cleaned out because sometimes, they're in the back of the cage or they're this or they're that. And we tend to sometimes forget about cleaning those out. Those are a couple of ideas. Jasmine, Linda, do you have any other ideas?
Sometimes it sounds a little bit like how symptom wise that even head injury. So if there was recently a predator that spooked the whole bunch and they just flushed up and hurt themselves, that may be another reason for that. And especially if it takes a little bit of time for them to recover from the shock or the trauma, that could be a cause of death as well.
Yeah, I had that happen, and that's what happened. A baby, like a coyote or something, was messing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
and
good
some of
point,
them
too.
just go, "Ah!" and they're like jump gone, and they hit their head too hard, and then yeah, stop. I'm very animated, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm like,
no, that's a good point too. Jay says one benefit to raising rabbits has over raising quails that their poop is a cold compost, so it can be added directly to your garden and doesn't need to be aged like quail poop does. That is very true. But quail poop is very nice to have, though. Very good compost. Cali Quail Keeper says one thing starting in over your head. Where will you put the poop? Yep, absolutely. That's another big thing that people don't think about. That's kind of a big deal. I guess there was a cat behind me or something. I don't know. We've got like 5 of them. I hate cats. Symptoms: running backwards, head movement, going back and forth, lethargic. They're probably more right than I am. It probably is a head injury. Sorry. There's really not much you can do about that.
Terrible things to birds.
Yeah. Sorry. Sharon says, are you shipping chicks right now or only hatching eggs? We're only going to be shipping hatching eggs for the next couple of months. I don't have an ETA on shipping live quail. And yeah, Jay says, but obviously he raises rabbit. He was saying the compost with rabbits and quail, but he raises both. And yeah, I mean, Jasmine, well, do you have rabbits, Linda?
I don't. Yep.
Okay. Well, then she's the only one.
Amen. Out.
We might have
Cali
to fix
Quail,
that.
that's right. That's right. Cali Quail Keeper says, irritating when your best and biggest hen lays devils every time. Treats for the dog. There you go. Papa says, I'm in Western Pennsylvania and my quail are 3 weeks old. When can they be moved outside to a grow out pen? Pennsylvania pretty much has
Pennsylvania's still a little chilly.
Yeah, Pennsylvania still has about the same weather as we do. It's still getting pretty cold at night. I mean, it's a hit or miss. I'd wait at least one more week, but that is as long as your outside pen has somewhere where they can get away from the elements. So if it's just an open hutch and they can't get away from the wind, then you probably need to wait 2 weeks. But if there is an area that they can get away from the weather, the rain, and everything like that, you can probably move them out a week from now.
Make sure you get them acclimated though to the cool temps with no additional heat. So no more supplementing that heat.
Yeah, if you can do it, I personally like the idea of moving them outside and then putting a heat lamp on top of the cage for a week just to get them kind of acclimated, and then taking the heat lamp off. That works for a lot of people. I like that idea. I've not used it personally, but the people that use it really like it. It's just another idea. But yeah, that's a good idea. You do need to make sure that they get used to it first. Christina says, can we buy your feed? No, we special order our feed. Unfortunately, we have to buy 5 pallets at a time for just that feed. So we have to go, I order 8 pallets a month is what I have to order to get the feed made.
That pained me.
It hurts my soul. It really does. It hurts my soul a lot.
Whew.
I ordered it Friday, so it'll be here Thursday, and I hate it. Let's see. Christy says, how many days did you just say? I don't know what I was talking about. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're getting somewhere, guys. I think we're getting okay. All right. Foster Farm says, colloidal silver to heal wounds. Hippie chicks unite. There you go. Jay says, got it. You're the first person I've met who uses GPs for food. I don't know what that is.
Talking to Verna about her quail.
Oh, okay. I use purple spray for injuries, hurt minor injuries. I don't use anything. There you go. Yusuf is in the house. Hello, everyone from Massachusetts. Yusuf has came to both Quail Cons. Hopefully he'll come to this one. He is a great young man.
Cool kid, that kid, Yusuf.
Yep. RBL Jackson says, one of our quail had a prolapse and died a few days later. We tried to rinse the wound out, but is there anything else that could have been done? The egg that came out was rubbery with no shell. Usually the best thing to do that I've noticed that helps is maybe just moving her into a separate cage by herself for a day or two, and either she fixes herself or she doesn't. That's really the best thing that you can do. Usually
I agree. I have fixed prolapse. It's not always easy. It depends on how long it's been prolapsed before you've caught it, because inflammation and then putting things back where they belong, even with rinsing it with just water, can really be structurally hard for their bodies to recover. And typically mine are always double yolkers. They're way too big for those poor girls. But something you might look into is treating it with sugar. It is a very out of the box way of thinking, but instead of, you rinse it with water and then use sugar to help it contract back and then put it back inside, and it actually will help kind of tighten those muscles. It's not conventional, but it's something I've used and it does work. And I usually only spend that time on my favorite hens. It doesn't always stay fixed. Prolapse can happen again very easily.
Yeah. Katrina says, quail are so resilient. I tend not to treat, and more often than not, they do just fine. I have done Epsom salt bath for hurt legs, and that does wonders. Dr. Connie says, I like Rooster Booster. Dear God, I like Rooster Booster Pecno more from TSC for wounds. There you go. I've got a 30-watt incubator, bought it on Amazon. Not sure if 12 volt is around the region. James says there are several incubators that come with the 12 volt batteries. So there you go. Mark says, thanks for everything tonight. All three of you were great. Thank you very much. John says Brincia is 12 volt. Huh. All right, there you go. D. Velasquez, do what?
We were both just went, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, D. Velasquez says quail hasn't been all that popular in Florida. We're trying to change that. There's a big market for us out there. We also use regenerative methods on our crops, benefiting from frass and quail compost. There you go. I'm sure you're going to do great. Yusuf says, I'm reinforcing.
That stuff gets me excited.
Yusuf says, I'm reinforcing my hutch to get another flock of quail in it, and question how many would you put in a winola cage? It really depends on the cage you've got. I still follow the 3 quail per square foot rule, which is, it usually comes out to be, I prefer people to take the dividers out and just use the whole thing of the cage together. And Debbie Norman is in the house, says, just learning about keeping quail. Thank you for the forum. Absolutely. Make sure you check out Quail University as well. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask on here. We'll be happy to help. But Quail University is an online course that you will not want to miss. Katrina says, oh, I forgot to share. I have 2 broody quail and some eggs. They are sharing, and some others help out sometimes. That's cool.
That is so neat, Katrina.
I have kept telling my girls they can't be broody until spring because it's too cold. But I'm excited. I hope that this is successful.
Colleen says, FOMO, I'm joining Quail University tonight. Fear of missing out. That is very funny. Mary says, just got an email that my winola cage is shipped, one step closer to raising quail. There you go. Congratulations. Hey. I'm not reading that. Jay says, we do a fortified hoop house style house with ventilation and no issues. There you go. So it can be done. Mark says, how to buy eggs. Visit myshirefarm.com. It's the easiest and best. Foster Farm says, we just got asked to do a quail days with their chick days at the local co-op. Linda, be calling you soon. There you go.
Oh, cool.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that is a really big deal. That's super cool. Congratulations. CS says, are there any particular varieties that are the best at high heats in the desert, 115 actual shade temps? No, they're all pretty much the same. It's actually a little bit better to go with the standards. Go ahead.
I was going to add to stay away from the super, super dark colors. This summer, my Tibetans really struggled with our well above our normal summer temps, and we were in 115 degrees, and they actually pulled all their feathers out. They were just way too hot if they got any lick of sun. So I would just say stick with cooler colors so they can reflect any light off of their feathers.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And another really good point would be that if it's more, they don't like to change. You know what I mean? So like if you're constantly at those temps, they will adapt to that. But if you're going up and down all the time, they do not do well with that. They don't like to change all the time. And Zach, your dimples are cute. Well, thank you very much. It's about freaking time, guys. Steven says, Zach, I bought my first quail eggs 8 months ago from you. I just keep my family fed. Now I'm 120 eggs a day and can't keep up with my orders. I love to hear those stories. Congratulations. And I wish you all the best. Make sure you check out the Quail University affiliate thing when we come out with it. That might help you a lot as well, too. Save you some time. Steven says, I've been incubating since our last Zoom call on the trial thing. I need to buy some more incubators. There you go. Steven says, yeah, I've been letting the quail pay for the equipment. That's the best thing to do. Michael says, Zach, use cage cards, and if so, what info on them? No, everything is on my laptop and my trusty handbook. Our numbers change daily. Like I'm literally taking daily notes. When will your live birds still be available? It's going to be a couple months out, so we're just saying hatching eggs for right now. Thoughts on offering them flax seeds? I have no opinion at all, ladies. Either one of you?
On what feeds?
Flax.
Oh, flax seeds. Oh, I've used them, but not on a long-term basis. So I don't know if they made any difference. I know the quail liked them, and they were.
I mean, my quail will eat them, but I don't do it in excess because it is very fatty, and it has high omega-6s, and so that can cause a little bit of inflammation if it's not balanced with 3s. So it's fine to give it to them, but I haven't noticed a huge difference because I don't give it to them in huge quantities.
There you go. Mark says, can Coturnix live in the wild? Linda?
Not in the US. Yeah. And I can attest to that. All my birds that get out don't make it. And yeah, but they can. Apparently there are still Coturnix, wild Coturnix in parts of Asia still.
Yeah.
But for here, no.
No, they don't do well here. Ben says, I usually put my quail outside with a heat lamp and works well for me. There you go. Yeah, I know a lot of people do that. Joy says, which hazel helps with the swelling of prolapse? Okay. Honey for prolapse. All right. Armando's in the house. Rico from Peoria. I don't know where Peoria is, but that's super cool. New to quail, thanks for the info. Well, thank you very much. Welcome. Foss Farm says, Jasmine, sugar works for quail? Question mark.
For prolapse?
For quail prolapse?
Prolapse,
Yes.
I would assume, yeah. That's what we do for our ewe sheep when they prolapse. There you go.
Okay. Yep. Same concept.
All right. Only memories in the end is if colloidal silver won't fix it, the quail meet my dogs for dinner. There you go. Gotta love Jasmine's little dance moves. There you go. Lauren says there are quail in Arizona, but I think you need a permit to keep that kind. Most likely those are called bob whites. Those are native to here. Christy says, can't blame them. I also don't like temperature changes. Yeah, well, yeah, I complain a lot too. Yusuf says, is Quail University mainly for beginners?
Yes. Yep.
I will say the Quail 101 class is mainly for beginners. Quail University will be for lots of other things in the future once we
take a break. I can't wait to do business courses though, because that's my jam. I love helping people get started with quail businesses and marketing, and yeah, so we're going to have a lot of content, but not right now. Quail 101 is it. Yeah.
Thank you, Joy. I appreciate it. She said I was a hottie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not talking me. Oh my God. 3 left. Priske says I had a male jumbo escape. He got caught next morning by my dog and she buried him in leaves. Thought he died, but 2 days later walked up to me in the yard and waited in front of me. I picked him up and put him in the cage.
That is fantastic.
That is bizarre. Yes is in the house. That's high off from Perrysburg, Ohio. My covey of 8 hens and 2 roosts have been laying for me consistently 6 to 9 eggs per day since they were 6 weeks old. They're now stopped completely. I'm working on this. It could be that they're molting. I don't remember you telling us how old they are. Most likely that is the cause. Since they've been so consistent, I would assume it's probably the molt. That's what I would assume. Yusuf says, business courses, that sounds interesting. There you go. Rick says, wild Japanese quail live in East Asia, Russia, and part of Africa, and some populations migrate. They feed mainly on goat. Well, yeah. Yeah, she did the video on it. S.O. Swanson says, Quail U question, to participate in the referral program require a completion of the 101 course.
I don't think we've talked about that, but I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, it would be good to know to know what it is that you're offering to people. But I don't think it can be a requirement. So yeah.
I guess we discussed it now, didn't we?
Agree?
Yeah, I'm good with
Having a meeting here. Okay. Right. Meeting adjourned. Let's get back to the lot.
Right. Chris K says was wild, but not have believed it was possible for him to survive, and he came back. Jumbos are friendly though, so maybe it'd be a factor. Yeah. Foster Farm says name that quail Jesus.
Back from the dead. It's
that's right. That's right.
I love your sense of humor, Mandy.
Yes, says they're 7 months old. I would bet you a lot that it's probably a molt. That's what I would probably assume. I'd need more from I'm gonna go with molt. That's all the questions, everybody. We did it.
Zach, I don't know how you do this. We've been here for 2.5 hours and
I'm exhausted.
You're amazing.
My throat hurts.
Next time I'm gonna need a better chair because I've been fidgety. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think my button is numb.
I didn't realize that there was going to be so many people on here tonight excited. I didn't know what to expect. And we haven't dropped. This has been our lowest so far in 2.5 hours at 110 people.
You guys are so great.
Yeah, on my back end of the YouTube, it says that we've had over 890 people show up, and they've lasted a lot longer than what they usually do on my YouTube lives. So a lot of people are very, very excited. So that's cool. All right. So real quick, I've already had a couple questions asked. So I'm going to give you the fastest version ever of the whole story about it saving me and my wife's marriage. So long story short, my wife wanted to move to the farm. I was a city boy. I kind of fought it, but I said, fine, let's move to the farm. You do this and I'll just do my thing. And so I was working about, 16, 18 hours a day, every day. I'd come home. I'd want to spend time with my wife, and she got quail, started her business, and she was never inside. She was always outside with her quail. And I said, seriously, like spend time with me. And she was like, I'm running this business. And I said, forget your business. Think about me. And so we went out to eat, and I said, I just don't understand. She's like, well, just try it. Just be a part of it with me. And so I did. And that's where we are today. I work from home. We eat I don't eat breakfast. So we eat 2 meals together. We've got date night every week, and we are business partners. So I can honestly, truly, deeply say that quail probably saved our marriage. So yeah.
That's an awesome story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of fun parts in it, but I'm tired. So you got the fast version of that. All right, everybody. So at the very beginning, we talked about Quail University. It is live now. Linda hit the button. If you missed the very beginning of this, Jasmine on the live here showed you a video of one of the videos that's in the class, and it's the wild
partial video because I don't know how to screen share.
Well, yeah, she showed it once and you heard it twice, but that's not the point. Point is
working out the details.
Yeah, so the wild and crazy history of Coturnix quail, it is interesting. Make sure you check that out. Quail University is live. You can get on there, start taking the courses tonight. It's $49 for over 80 lessons. It's almost 8 hours of learning all about how to be as successful as you can with Coturnix Quail. It's Quail 101. And then Jasmine and I are going to be setting up the classroom setting one-on-ones to 1 to 15s. I don't know what to call them in the next week or so. So hopefully we'll start those next week. Linda is going to be making some in and out changes for the next couple of weeks and starting to work on the affiliate program. So make sure you check that out as well. We will make sure everybody knows about it when we're ready to go live with that as well. But after or before we watched the video, Linda actually showed on her screen that she went from pre-order to live. So it is live right now. You go on the website, you pay your $49, and the class is yours forever for the rest of time. So hopefully you check that out. It is absolutely amazing. It is quailuniversity.com. And ladies, what do you got?
I'm going to go get me a glass of wine and celebrate.
There you go. There you go.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
All right, everybody. Yeah, so we're going to do more videos about Quail University coming up just to get more people interested and involved. Please share that with people. If you're taking the course, don't keep it to keep the course to yourself, but spread the word about how great it is and if you enjoy it. Obviously, Linda said numerous times tonight to reach out to her via that the Quail University at gmail.com if you have any tips, tricks, ideas, suggestions on how we can improve the experience for everybody. We will be doing more classes and more things way down the road, like later this year, but not right now. We all need a break. Okay. So let's just enjoy this together. Thank you all for being a part of the community. Linda and Jasmine, thank you so much for being a part of everything. I'm blessed beyond measure to have both of you guys here and in my life. And thank you both. Okay. So guys, as always, stay safe and we'll see you next time.
Night, everybody.
Bye.